So what made you want to come on? I'm surprised you said yes.
Oh, why not? I mean, I've never done a podcast, so.
A lot of people say they're like, I've never done a podcast and stuff, but I don't know. Sometimes people are shy, or they're just like, I don't have anything to talk about. And I'd be like, bro, the reason I started doing these podcasts too is because I think like, yes, stories repeat. Like we can have the same background if we grew up in LA or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But everybody has their own journey and stuff, and the way you did your life, like every story can either inspire or it can just teach you something new. And I think every person, even if you don't think they have something, I think people have something. And that's why I like podcasting, because then I can cut those clips up, and then at least with me, like if I'm on Instagram or TikTok, I can see like stories about people, and I'm like, oh shit, like I never thought about it like that. Like, have you seen Joe Rogan? There's this guy who went to like an island and he met like an uncontacted tribe.
No.
Well, shit like that. I'm like, bro, I didn't even know that existed. I didn't even know tribes existed like that, like that aren't real, like or that are real but that don't have any technology or like contact with like the first world countries and shit. And so that's what I enjoy.
Yeah, I think like when I went to Hawaii, there was like an island that's, I mean, they have their own people there. It's private, but you can't venture out there. Like,
really?
I'm not sure if they'll kill you and shit, but it's illegal.
Hey,
so
probably, but no, I didn't know Hawaii had that shit.
Yeah, they have like I forgot the name of the island. But they were telling us like, oh, there's some people who are native there, and they're explaining to us like, yeah, people don't venture out there for whatever reason, and I was just like, oh shit, like, I mean, why not? I mean, I guess. Have
you traveled a lot?
Not too much.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico, Hawaii, it's just the norm.
That's it, 2 states? What about in the U.S.? You've never gone?
Texas, Arizona. I mean, Nevada.
All the fucking red states.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I gotta venture out more. I've been telling my family like we gotta just take a trip to the East Coast. Even for a drive for a week. Just.
Have you been to the East Coast?
Nah,
bro.
No.
I love it.
It's something that I want to do. It's on my, I guess, a bucket list or whatever.
Yeah, you should do it. Where are you thinking about going?
I mean, well, New York, anywhere on the East Coast. I mean, even if we get there and just go up and down and just explore. I mean, there's something that we don't typically do, venture out,
I feel like that's a big thing for people in California.
Cause we're on our little bubble, like we're accustomed to our own ways, and going outside is people get uncomfortable in certain situations, and other people and other races, ethnicities, whatever.
Have you ever had a culture shock?
Nah, not really.
No, when I moved to Glendale, it was my first time because right here is like a bunch of Mexicans.
Yeah.
And then when I went to our Glendale, I was like, oh fuck, it's just Armenians.
Yeah,
like
a lot of Armenians.
Yeah, but I had nobody to relate with. Like nobody spoke Spanish, and then especially over there in Glendale, it's very like fast paced and shit. Like everybody's in their own little world, just moving, and it's hard to make friends out there.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I guess I've always been with the around Mexican culture. Like,
yeah,
I grew up in Boyle Heights. Yeah. I live in Baldwin Park, so I mean it's all.
Boyle Heights is like the heart. Like LA is like the heart of Mexican culture.
Yeah.
Boyle Heights is by where?
So it's LA City. So the borderline, I guess, if you're like East LA, Boyle Heights is Indiana. So it's east of downtown LA.
East, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then. Yeah, see, LA fucks me up because there's like so many like little tiny cities, right?
Yeah.
That's what fucks me about LA. I'm trying to Google where fucking Boyle Heights is at. What do you guys have there that's kind of like famous? You guys have like a, I don't know, like a restaurant?
Cinco Puntos, El Pino. So like if you watch Blood In, Blood Out.
Oh, that's Boyle Heights?
That's
yeah, El Pino. Yeah, that shit was like a big fucking thing for the movie.
So that's where East LA and Boyle Heights, they divide LA City, LA County. I remember I did a drone video. So drones were like, in 2013, drones weren't like really known. So there's a company called Dronefly. I bought a drone, and I like aerial views. So cause I'm into architecture. So I would like record buildings. I was in downtown LA before they had a city ordinance on drones. I was flying, fucking recording City Hall, the police department, everything, all kinds of beautiful buildings, right? All over East LA, and I guess people caught sight on that and like, who the hell is this guy with the drone flying around? And then the East Sider hit me up like, hey man, like, let me interview you. I go, all right. So they interviewed me regarding like, why do I fly this drone? I'm not no weirdo recording people. I'm just interested in buildings. So there's this article. It's out there on the internet.
On you?
Yeah. I think they called it the Drone Guy or some shit.
Bro, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was like back in 2014 or 15, something like that.
And so what did you tell the guy when you were like, what did you tell him? Like besides?
Just like my background is architecture. So it's just intriguing. Like one of the buildings that it's wanted in Boyle Heights is a Sears building. So
You came up quick.
Yeah.
I put Erick Molinar, the drone guy, and
The
you
drone
popped
guy,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So the Sears building is in Boyle Heights. It's right next to the LA River.
Yeah,
so,
the one that's like run down already, right?
yeah,
On
exactly.
Olympic?
Yeah. So I want to see more detail of it. I mean, it's so far from the street perspective, looking up.
Mm-hmm.
So I flew my drone and got some beautiful detail of I got it in the daylight. It wasn't lit up. I should go back and get some more. A lot of people do it now, but back then,
Yeah.
no one had a drone. So yeah, that's what I did, and it got especially White Memorial. I did White Memorial in Boyle Heights,
Oh shit, yeah.
and that got got a lot of views too.
But what do you mean? Like you were just making videos and posting them online, and that's it? Just like
Just on YouTube, like on my own channel. I didn't think nothing of it, like to get like views.
yeah, you just
I just was intrigued and I saved my video instead of putting it on a hard drive. I just
I tell people that I'm
online
like,
server.
bro, I tell people I'm like, if you ever run out of like gigabytes on your phone, make a social media, and then just start sending all your videos to through your own social media, and that's like free storage.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So that was pretty cool.
you grew up in LA back then. Was that Sears building open?
Yeah. So I remember as a kid, we used to shop at Sears all the time.
That specific building? See, 'cause
Yeah.
since I was growing up, it's always been closed.
Mm.
And so when I see it, I'm like, it's a beautiful building, but I'm like, it's never open. Like, it looks like it's just there, like ready for someone to reconstruct it.
Yeah, like throughout my childhood, we'd go to Sears. Sears was like the spot.
Bro, I don't see no more Sears anyway.
Nah. Yeah, it's been closed. I don't know, maybe the past 10 years or a little longer.
Uh-huh.
I know they wanted to do a development. I think Oscar de la Hoya wanted to do something up there for housing or rental income or some shit. I don't know.
That'd be nice.
Or condos. I forgot, but nothing ever happened. I think they're gonna do something with the homeless. I mean,
Do you think LA would kind of get, I don't know if it's mad or sad, but feel some type of way? Because I feel like that Sears building is like kind of iconic.
yeah, I guess it's a historical building.
To me, it is. I feel like
yeah.
that's like once I drive by, I'm like, oh, that's the Sears building. I don't know how people would react if like someone came in and tried to like.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. I'm not sure if it's protected. A lot of historical buildings are protected.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that parcel or that building falls under it, but yeah, I don't see anything happen to that building. I mean, when you cross the bridge, I mean that's the first thing you see, especially at night. You see that shit lit up.
Yes. That
You know where you're at. You're like, oh, Boyle Heights is that way, southeast that way.
Yeah.
So you kind of get your perspective on the area.
What constitutes a historical building? Do you know like the guidelines for that?
Not exactly, but it's more like a lot of craftsman homes. Like we own a home in Boyle Heights. It was built in 1890. So it was. I mean, it's pre 1900s.
Yeah.
Toward the end of the 1800s, and it doesn't fall under historic anymore. Because of the stucco. Now they put stucco and all the wood shake was removed, so it lost its historical value. But it's part of one of the original homes in that area because there was a lot of orange orchards in that area before like the 40s and 50s where they had big development. So it's one of the original homes in the southeast of Boyle Heights. So it was an old craftsman home.
But because you started adding new things to, not you, but like people started adding
previous
new things,
owners, yeah.
And that's crazy that you could lose that. It could lose the historical context of it just because you're adding new stuff to it.
Yeah, correct. There's a lot of beautiful homes like South Pass. A lot of they try to preserve as much as possible.
I don't think I've seen any. What streets are? Do you know the streets?
Just go up. Fuck. I'm trying to remember the. Fremont. You can go up Fremont, like toward Pasadena, but just go up Fremont all the way, and then it'll turn into Pasadena.
Mm-hmm.
I think it turns into
It's
Pasadena.
like San Gabriel,
California.
San Gabriel, Alhambra, Pasadena, right? Like the little area.
There's a lot of beautiful homes out there. I've done a few homes out there. The permitting process takes forever. The plan department's crazy. The community meetings are nuts. Building apartments a whole nother headache. But that whole area is just. Everybody wants to live in South Pasadena. I mean,
bro, I want to live in Pasadena. The reason I want to live in Pasadena is because the community there is fucking beautiful, dog. When I was living in Glendale, I would go to Pasadena a lot to go to networking events, and just especially Colorado, the atmosphere and like the way people move, it feels different. Like everybody is nice, everybody wants to talk to you, they want to help you. Like I guess there is like bad parts where there's like gangs like on the outskirts of Pasadena, like getting outside of Colorado. But that specific street, man, oh man, I love Pasadena. I love the way the community is like engaged with each other. Even right now, when I live in Ballin Park, I still go out there to go to like meetings and stuff. I wish Ballin Park was like that.
Ballpark is nice, man. Like, I think it's so underrated.
Think so?
I mean, me coming from Boyle Heights,
Uh-huh.
I'm so used of. I mean, like growing up in Boyle Heights, like I didn't think there was anything. Like I didn't see myself getting out of Boyle Heights.
Uh-huh.
Not that I wanted to leave Boyle Heights, but it's just. I mean, it was hard coming up in Boyle Heights. I guess at that time everywhere it was the same. I mean, but specifically Boyle Heights was a little rougher.
What year was it when you were like a teenager?
Mid '90s.
Mid 90s? Damn, life was different back then, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, because I was 2010, and I could see the difference. I tell people this, I'm like, bro, like, there's not as many gangs as there were before. It's not like as active as how I would say it. Like, I could walk the streets at night, and I don't have to. My head's not too much of on a swivel like it used to be when I was younger. I can't imagine how it was like in the 90s.
No, it was interesting. Like, active or non-active, like there was always issues. Like going to school, coming home from school, playing in the street. We're street kids, so we're always on the streets. Baseball on the streets, soccer, street hockey. We'd have BB gun fights, water balloon. I mean, fuck, man, we did everything. We had the little motorbikes. The little
Those fucking
Yeah, we would put them together. We had this neighbor, a white boy, and he would build like these little go-karts or these little mini bikes and fucking slap a motor from a lawnmower on it, and we just have fun with them, right? And that was the first I ever seen that shit, and well, at least in Boyle Heights.
Yeah.
Now that shit's all over the place. I mean, you know, fast forwarding to our times, but
yeah, mini bikes are big nowadays.
Yeah, back then it was fun because like like I said, I didn't really get out of my bubble. We didn't really have the money like to venture out. You know, I kind of situated where I was, but we saw a lot of that, and but yeah.
Did you ever see like any crazy shit growing up?
Fuck yeah, a lot, man.
Can you remember something?
Yeah, the one that pops out of my head, the craziest was I was like 3 years old. So I grew
Damn, you remember that?
Yeah, let me get into the details, shit, man. So I grew up near General Hospital. I grew up on a street called San Benito, and right next to State Park.
Okay.
So State Park was very active. This is back in the 80s. So I'm a 83 baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I was probably like in 86, 87. Me and my mom and family were hanging out, whatever. And these fools rolled up, shotguns. I think one had a shot-off shotgun. And some guy took a shell to the stomach. So we're all close by. So everybody got down, whatever. You know, I'm a little kid. So everybody ran to the person where they got shot. And he just laid out. Fucking guts open, coming out, just bleeding. And I'm just like, you know, a little kid just like, what the fuck? Like, oh shit. And I'm just standing there, everybody's going all crazy. And I was just frozen in that moment. And I remember the fire department getting there and one of them grabbing me like, get the fucking kid out of here. Like, you don't need to be seeing this shit. And that moment, it's always been in my head. And it's crazy because, like, I always thought, like, damn, like, this is how it's going to be, you know?
Yeah.
Growing up. And while we lived in San Benito, drive-bys all the time, I saw fools, like, running. Like, we sat on our porch. And it was crazy. We lived on a hillside. And we had a beautiful view of Dodger Stadium. So we saw all the fireworks, whatever. So we'd always chill on the porch all the time. Fools running up and down, getting shot at, like, it was or running through our yard to get to City View. Like it was crazy, bro. Like that until we moved. Then we moved to the southeast. It was like toward 89.
Mm-hmm.
And when we moved to where we the home that we live at now, it was no different. I remember I think I was 7 or 8, and I was by my fence playing with my cars. And then we live on a corner street, and this crossing is very active. And at the time, we just moved in, we're settling in, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, like, during daylight, these fucking guys were just going at it. 2 different cars were just shooting at each other. I'm a little kid. And I'm just watching, and this guy's running by, and he gets hit. He gets hit in the leg, and he stumbles right by my driveway. And I'm just watching this guy in the truck still shooting down toward him. And I'm just like, my head right there, like, in the way.
Oh.
You know? And he hid, and it was crazy. Like, there's a lot of shit, man, and that's just in my little youth. Once I'm in my teens, was crazier, man. Like,
did you get involved with that shit?
I mean, I was a street kid. Try to avoid avoid all that shit, but things happen. I don't want to get into detail, but yeah, I mean, I try to avoid all that shit. But
Was your mom like? Were your parents like a big influence on you not getting involved with like all like getting involved with all that type of stuff?
I think like my family background is gang related.
Oh shit!
But it was, I think, my generation, like my cousins and everything, that they pushed like to change that.
Yeah.
Because nobody in on our second generation were active at all. Maybe one or two.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But like that's where the drawing point kind of died out, because it was like a cool thing, and I guess for them growing up, it was a different lifestyle in the 70s, 80s, you know. And I guess as real as it was, like for us, like I think they wanted change, or they wanted to see something different, like, you know, push higher.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know.
Yeah.
So I think for our generation, it changed.
Yeah, I could see that, and then like the same way how I was telling you, like 10 years ago versus today, like I don't see as many like gang members. I feel like every year since probably like the 70s, how you're saying, slowly I think they all wanted to get away from that. At least that's what I'm saying. I don't see it as big as it used to be anymore.
Yeah.
I see like my friends who the same way, like I have a couple friends who banged a lot. Now they're in their 30s and they're like, well, I don't want my kid in this. Like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to tell my kid to not be involved with this, which is kind of crazy because like, I guess they grew up seeing the difficulties in the like what can happen. Like, you could die pretty much from that shit, and then you're like, oh, you know what? I don't want that life for like my kid or my anybody younger than me type stuff.
Yeah, it's sad. I lost a lot of close friends, murdered.
Yeah.
You know, I had a friend walking home, and he got set up by this chick. And while he was walking her, he was all in love with her, and all she did was set him up. Oh, fools rolled up and took him out. And
that shit's crazy.
Yeah, it was sad. It was probably one of the hardest things. I think it was in 9th grade.
Damn, you're still young. Yeah, that's young.
Yeah, it was my road dog, and that happened. It was like, damn, like I didn't know what to do. Like adjusting from there, you know, like how do you mentally deal with that? Like every day walking home, like you didn't know, either you're getting down or you get rolled up on, or you're running home. You have to go through so many different neighborhoods just to get home. And so it was pretty insane.
When that happened, I think every human has a choice. Like why did you respond that way and not respond with wanting to get revenge?
I don't know. Well, one is that we didn't know exactly who it was, like, and it wasn't my lifestyle. Like, yeah, it wasn't my lifestyle, but that's not who I am. I'm not a murderer, like, it's one thing too, like, yeah, we all, like, something happens, we all want to get revenge, like, oh yeah, like, or like if someone hits your little brother, like, I want to get that, I want to put hands on that person, I guess at the time, like, it was all in our heads, like, family, friends, associates, like, people didn't know how to deal with them. Like, it affected the whole school. I remember, like, our high school, like, everybody was affected by it. And it's, how do you deal with that situation? We didn't have no counselors or nothing,
That's right. That wasn't even a thing back then.
It wasn't a thing back then, But I'm pretty sure even before that, like, it was common. Like, we had drive-bys in our school. Like, we had fools roll up and, or active gang members come into the school that are adults. Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy back then.
Yeah, in the movie NWA. Have you seen the movie NWA?
Yeah.
So that's like a true thing. I'm not saying like that happened, but I'm saying like stuff like that, like where they stopped the bus and like gang members would be that crazy to like just even hop in shit like that.
So I know it was common for, let's say that, after school or before school, people get the bus. I was one of them. I got the bus, or I walked home. It was crazy to walk home, but you get caught slipping, like. Either you're on the bus stop waiting for the bus, and it's on a schedule. While people know that, so people are driving around. Okay, well, who are you? Where are you from? Or whatever. If you're active, not active. But that's one way to get caught slipping is on bus stops. So very common. People would roll around and looking for people that way. But
I'm trying to think of
situations.
Like how you would even like did you have a method of like, oh, this is how I'm not gonna get caught slipping? Like this is.
Just don't keep your nose clean. Don't cause problems.
Yeah.
Like, I try to cause any problems growing up. Somehow, some way, things happen. I have a boxing background. I try to avoid boxing in school as much as possible. My coach was always saying, "Don't fucking fight in school. Don't fight in school."
Really, that's interesting.
There was times where I was in my crowd, and fools will roll up like, let's get down. I'm like, fuck, man, like shit, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember this one time I got student of the month. That was my senior year. And some fool rolled up on me in front of my crowd. I'm like, oh, I mean, he made me look like a little bitch too. I was like, fuck, man. And my mom was on her way from, you know, to get my award. Mm. I'm like, well, I have to make a decision. Do I get down with this fool and prove I got balls or whatever? I mean, I train every fucking day and I box every day, whatever, right? What do I got to prove to this fool? And I made a decision to look like a bitch in front of my friends and not have any problems and go along with my day, get my student of the month. My mom was fucking proud as fuck. We took a picture. I have a picture somewhere. Mm-hmm. And that was it, you know? I mean, eventually we handled our shit off.
Yeah,
off, you know?
yeah.
You know, it was still ongoing, but it was at that moment you had to make a decision. Now, do I interact and get involved in this situation, or do I walk away? You know, do be the bigger man. You have an option. Mm-hmm. You don't have to partake in and someone else's, you know, he wants to kick your ass. You know, I handled it a different way at a different time. But it was at that moment I remember that I was put in that spot where I had to make a decision, and it was a tough decision because it made me look pretty bad. But I know what I could do, so I wasn't really tripping. But
that's such a funny thing because I guess I'm asked two questions and you can just answer which one, because as humans, we are susceptible to social peer pressure. And like you said, like, it made me look, you're thinking about other people and how they're viewing you, which is a big thing. Like, care about what other people think. You should to a degree. But then also, like, because you had that boxing background, you were kind of like, yeah, like, what the fuck do I have to prove? Which is crazy because a lot of people usually would want to prove it that, yeah, I have this training. Now watch me put it into action in front of other people. Yeah. Like, at such a young age, like, what made you not be susceptible to that peer pressure of, like, because there were people around you, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, how did you have that mindset at a young age to be like, you know what, fuck what they think, I'm not gonna do it?
I guess that's who made me who I am as a person, because I've always saw myself as a leader, not a follower. Interesting. And that was one of the things that I think that put me out of the group, even though, like, I had my clique, my group, whatever you want to call it, right? Our crew. But I stood out at my own way. Like, I no matter what, I didn't follow the pack, even though I was always around the pack because I'm a street kid. I led my own path. Like, I was a low, like, very low-key nerd. Like, very, very fucking low-key. I dressed like a hoodlum, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah.
Mobbing. I always had my either spray can or marker. I always had some shit on me. So I was a little mobber. But I was low-key. I was in a Humanitas Academy, Upward Bound Academy, a chess club. I was very involved in school. I would always go, like, I always had a free period in the morning. I would go and get tutoring in the morning, involved in after-school tutoring. Like, I was involved as much as possible. I wanted to pursue my career in architecture. So, and I know how the only way to get there was to get past all the, you know, the general academics that are needed to get to my goal. So I had to get through high school and then, you know, pursue my career, you know, other. Because
you said you knew you wanted to do architecture at a young age, right?
Yeah. So, like, going back to that, so my dad wasn't involved in my life. We were, I'd visit him here and there. Mm-hmm. But there was one time that he was doing, in addition to his home, he was building a family room. Beautiful, big, wide family room, vaulted ceiling, big glue beam. I mean, it was nice, very, very nice how he was building it, and I got intrigued by it. I was like, wow, like, this is really nice. This is dope. So that was more construction framing, but I thought it was architecture. Right. I mean, it is architecture, but I mean, that's a different path is design. You know,
architecture is more like the
it's pre-construction, more design.
Right.
So I didn't really get into it until I would say I ventured into it a little bit in junior high, but more into high school. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, my high school didn't provide architecture classes. At least we had different tracks. There was one track that did have drafting, but I could never get into it because of my track. So
okay,
it's like, 'cause we're a big public school, so, like, like they had like seasons for the kids or some
Yeah.
shit or different tracks. So my track didn't have that option. So
Drafting is like making the papers.
it's like yeah, like you're hand drafting by hand. So you have a big sheet of paper and you're drawing per scale.
Bro, I recently saw a picture on Instagram that of architecture pre-technology, where they have like the big fucking pieces of papers. Have you seen that? I don't know if that's true.
Well, it depends. Like I think more civil, like or
I think it was civil
space planning, or they call it urban design.
And so during, because I would imagine like drafting is different how it was when you first started versus how it is now with computers.
Yeah. So when I started, there was CAD or computer drafting had just started. So we were still in the process of respecting hand drawing, so we could understand the process and the craft, the design. Like me, I was a little mobber. I love drawing, sketching.
Oh, you love that shit.
So it went hand in hand. I met so many mobbers, like graffiti artists, and during the process of architecture, because it was something that everybody related to.
Mm-hmm.
You were always using your hand, you know, your craft. So it related. I think the first 2 years of architecture that was more hands on. And the computer drafting, I started right away. I was actually one of the top kids in my CAD class. So, and that's how it's crazy, because that's how I got my internship when I was 17 to my first architecture firm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just so fast with the software and the program, and I understood it very well. I draft really fast. It was just something that came easy to me. But yeah, that was kind of like it was like the late 90s is where computer drafting kind of kicked in. Now it's gone. I mean, it's gone really well as far as like the different type of softwares that are out there, the renderings and stuff, that the visualization for, you know, like to present to a client. You know, there's a lot more options out there.
Is architecture also like, because I go to college right now, and one of the buildings that I go to a lot, there's always those little like 3D models and stuff.
Yeah.
That's architecture? That's still part of that?
Yeah, so like in the beginning, like when I guess like the first couple of years, not even like even throughout the years, you're always doing conceptual models.
Conceptual models.
Yeah.
Conceptual means like a little far out theory, like a little far out.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of most of like throughout school, it's all conceptual. It's all theory. Like you're not really building to like building code, or because it limits you. You don't want to, like, I guess in school you don't want to be limited.
Right.
You want to just go crazy and explore and go, you know, design, see what you could do. You know, they'll create a guideline as far as they'll, like what our professors will do is, you have a client, this is the guideline, this is what the kind of the idea of what they want.
Yeah.
You have a site, you have a parcel, and let's see what you design. And so like one thing is that we would create these models. Like we'll sketch out a floor plan and then build a model. Like usually the quick models. Eventually we'll have a finished model. You know, it's all about the craft and detailing and cleanliness, etc. But models are very in our practice, in the professional practice, we hardly do models. It's not really needed. But for something like if you're like a Frank Gehry, like he does these intriguing models like before to his clients. Like the Disney Concert Hall is one of his.
Oh, that's Frank Gehry?
Yeah, it's Frank Gehry.
Yeah, that shit's beautiful. Yeah, that Disney Concert Hall is beautiful.
Very beautiful. There's a lot of many architects that have different ways of doing things. But as far as like my small business, we never have clients like that. One day maybe it'll happen. But
that'd be fucking sick. I bet you those are the ones you want, right? Like stuff that's kind of like, no?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've had like up clients, like work clients, good clients. I've had super high-end clients that were kind of like, you know, more to the right, and I have like these super high-end clients that were super easy to work with, and they knew what they wanted. Or I had some clients that didn't know what they wanted, and we had to prevent design something like I'll design the floor plan and the flow of the building, of the design. And then as far as the finishes, like that, I don't deal with finishes, but like we'll have like an interior designer come in and take my floor plan and then work finishes on it, like how you like the mood of the building,
the colors and
yeah. I'm not into all that shit, but
are you more into, so you're more into like the how it's gonna look?
Yeah,
like I'm talking about like the structure of it and everything like that.
Correct. Yeah. So what happens is that the city has the state has a building code, and then the city usually adopts their own code. So we'll design around the guidelines. It depends on, you got to check per city, but so they say you had like this parcel right here, and you wanted to demo everything, build new. Well, they have a zoning guideline what you could do per parcel, and the zoning is always changing. So it gives you your limits of what you could do, and so we take those and we design around what the client's needs. So
is I don't know. That seems like a lot of. I'm guessing you don't have to memorize it, but is there like a lot of repeating guidelines? And then like every time you look at a new city, it's like, okay, they just added this.
It changes every 3 years, so it's always changing. There's something that's always being modified. So you always got to just condition yourself to verify.
Oh my God, it seems so exhausting. Like, I know it's necessary, but first word that comes to mind, I'm like, that's so unnecessary. Like, imagine you're so busy with having to do all this, and you're like, wait, are we allowed to do this? And you have to do that for every project that you do, for every new city that you're in.
Yeah, because like let's say Ontario, like I had a project in Ontario like 2 years ago, but the code changed, so I have a new project. I had to follow up to verify, and you kind of had to just condition, or you accommodate for time or cost. So like I'll charge a client for, let's say, maybe 4 or 5 hours of time for me to investigate and verify. In most cases, nothing really changes much.
Yeah.
Depending on what the scope of work is, but we do charge. This way we get we're accommodated for the time involved. So because it does change, and every city is different.
Yeah.
Every city is different.
Do you hate? I don't know if hate. How do you feel about making architecture like in the hills?
Hillside?
Like on the ones that have like the.
So when I was 17, I think it was 17 to I was 21 or 22. I worked for a company called EB and Associates, near Fletcher, or if you guys are familiar with the avenues, like near Drew Street, very active area. A lot of memories there, like saw a lot of shit there. But anyway, that architecture firm is where I started, and all they did was hillside. Crazy hillside design. So like going into a world of being practical design, like where it's going to be built. Hillside is one of the toughest. It still is. Like when I get hillside designs, it's you're looking for like maybe like a 2-year window to get a permit because there's so much involved in hillside.
Yeah, because of like the geology, right?
Yeah. So one thing too, aside from the architectural design, is before you go into engineering, the geology is important because we got to know how far down is bedrock, how much is fill. So they do test pits on the area so that anything underground is done recommended to the geologist. So the soils engineer will give us recommendations of how to build this building in this parcel. Then my structural engineer will take those recommendations and engineer, and me as the architect and my engineer will work together to make it happen. So it takes a lot of different consultants or civils to make it happen, because you also have grading and drainage, because you're gonna have runoff.
Oh fuck!
So a lot of times issues like not going to like legal matters, but when you have runoff into the neighbor's yard, that's you get a lot of civil issues, like as far as lawsuits. Blah, blah, blah. I've seen many, but like so you got to also think about that too. So like when we do grading and drainage plans, we got to accommodate for having catch basins, capture water, runoffs, etc.
Fuck, hold on. Oh man, I don't want to go. Hopefully I can remember this question. I'm gonna go with this one though. How do you accommodate for like long-term weather and the possibilities of earthquakes causing your building to fall?
So depending on, this is more structural, but depending on we have everyone has a structural, I think it's called the structural zone. So my engineer will take the either it's gonna be governed by wind or lateral. They're gonna do lateral design. So once for seismic. Seismic or wind are governed. One of them will govern. Like,
seismic is movement, right?
Yeah. So like let's say you go to like San Bernardino, usually wind governs out there because you got like 140 mile per hour winds. So we'll do we still do both because there's still seismic, but the engineer will design for lateral. Okay. So typically what the concept is that every line of wall, like no more than 25 feet, we have to design for shear walls for lateral. So what we do is we tie the foundation to the frame,
Mm-hmm.
and we make it a lot stronger. So
Mhm.
we typically got plywood. Our seal plates either we'll nail them a certain way or screw or add 5/8 anchor bolts, hold downs. It's more of the terminology used to like create that line of lateral. So it's up to the engineer to calculate those lines so that it accommodates for the building to during an earthquake prevent sway or that less deflection, and then it ties the building together so that when you have this movement or you have this up and down movement, it all works together.
Mm-hmm.
So you have less force, I guess, being pushed to the building. I mean, I'm not an engineer, so I can't really talk too highly of it, but it's just from what I understand.
So how does that work though? Because is the architect the main person that starts everything and has to bring in engineers, geologists, and like kind of
Yeah.
without the architect, I'm not saying nothing's gonna get done, but it's like you kind of guys are like the
Yeah, we're the lead. So one thing about like I always said, like I've always wanted to be that leader, and being that first point of contact, you are the lead.
Mhm.
So if you're the client, you're not gonna go talk to the engineer. You're not gonna go talk to the contractor. Many people do, but it's just, they're not guided to where first base is. First base is the architect.
Mhm.
Everything starts with the architect because he's got to design the building.
Yes.
Once you have a design, then it can be engineered, etc. Then once it's all permitted, it can be built by the contractor. So it all goes through phases. And that was one key to me becoming also a licensed contractor, because I wanted to provide a service called a design build service. Because I'm from the streets. I was raised a hustler, right?
Mhm.
I had to go get what I wanted. But the one thing I learned is that if you're the point of contact, there's no middleman.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that I liked about architecture, and understanding the hustle in architecture, because I worked with a lot of different companies, interning and just exploring it and see how different businesses worked and how the cities work. I worked with many engineers. I still work with my first engineer when I was 18. We still work together. So you learn the ins and outs, and one thing I learned is that you're the lead. You control. You could accommodate a contract for a client as a package and manage everything. A lot of clients, from what I learned throughout my experience, they don't want to be dealing with all the consultants. There's so much running around. Oh, this guy said this, and I gotta call this guy. Oh, he said to do this and that. They don't have time for that shit. People have a day-to-day job.
Mm-hmm.
They don't unless you're like a flipper, then you get more involved. But we provide that service so the client doesn't have to, they have peace of mind. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna hire Molinar Design, and I'm gonna get from A to Z. Whether it's just a construction documents or all the way through construction, and we have our little hurdles here and there. We bumps with the city, bumps during construction. It happens, but that's the whole idea, the whole concept of Molinar Design.
Isn't it kind of difficult though, because I would imagine you do juggle a lot of projects, right?
Oh yeah, multiple.
Isn't it hard to not have a middleman, so you're not always getting directed by all the clients like coming at you?
I would say it is difficult because I have to deal with a lot. Like, let's say right now I have like maybe 20 projects of just blueprints, like architecture, construction documents. But then I have 3 or 4 projects that are construction. So
Mhm.
I'm having to deal with multiple consultants or vendors in the construction side. And then like I just got again a call right now from a client regarding a plan check. So you have all these for construction documents, pre-construction. You're dealing with engineers, clients, some vendors, plan check. Either it's planning, zoning, public work. I mean, there's all that kind of different departments. Department of Water and Power, gas, because you have to get clearances for whatever you're proposing. So I'm busy throughout the day. I'm getting calls throughout the day. I'm dealing with so my mind is always rolling. I gotta juggle a lot. So one is that you always gotta no matter what happens throughout your day or the day before, like you gotta come mentally prepared for tomorrow, because you gotta be a professional. And you gotta no matter what, keep a smile on your face. So I deal with a lot of stress, a shitload of stress.
Fuck yeah, I bet you the fucking training you do fucking helps out with that a lot.
Yeah, one is like my background in boxing, like 30 plus years, and now my 3 years of jiu-jitsu has been amazing. Like that journey has been a blessing. Yeah, like and it helps so much with stress. Like going out to I'm one of the more dominant I'm one of the coaches too, but one of the dominant athletes in my gym, in my academy. So it's taking it out on the lower belts, it's a stress reliever for sure.
It's so funny.
Poor white belts, man.
Hey, I heard that white belts are the most dangerous. Is that true?
Yeah, you know what? And it's because of and I was one of them.
We all.
I've injured so many people.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
My homie Greg, I'm sorry.
I hate that. It sucks when like even me as a white belt, I would like fight purple belts and like I'm sorry if I do something sporadic that's not conventional. Like, and if I do something that hurts, like I'm so sorry for that.
Yeah, it's because as a white belt, you're trying to be dominant, and you turn or you roll a certain way, and if you don't hurt yourself, you accidentally hurt your training partner, and it's happened where I think I tore my friend's Achilles.
Oh, you're fucking. Those are career-ending injuries.
Everything from his training changed from that day, and I think about it, I'm like, damn, man, like I was the cause of that, and I felt bad, like. What can you do though? It's like, but it was an accident. Like the way I rolled and our position, the way we were, and the way our weight distributed, like it just. And I was making fun. I'm like, "Fool, get up! Stop being a little bitch." When he's like, "Oh, I'm like, walk it off. You'll be fine."
Yeah.
I mean, I've torn my Achilles, and
have you?
Yeah. So I was so my boxing background in 2007, 2008. So I had stopped boxing in 2001 to focus on school, focus on my career and architecture, etc. So one of my regrets was not turning pro. Because I had got a scholarship from Oscar De La Hoya. I was part of the De La Hoya team.
To box?
To box. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so I have like a certificate and everything. I'll show you out there, but it's pretty cool. So one of my regrets was like, I should have went pro. All my friends went pro. A couple of them were world champions. Some of them just got punch drunk. It is what it is. You take the risk. And I went back. So I was training at the East LA Sheriff's at their boxing facility. It's not there no more. But at 2 years in, I got down on weight. I was like 280 at one time. I stopped boxing. Was eating a lot.
You were 280?
I got up to 280.
Dog, that's fat.
No, I got fat. I used to fight at 139, 140. And when I stopped boxing, I mean now
280 is huge, dog. For your height, that's huge.
I'll show you pictures too, because I was conditioned to, like, when I'm training, like I'm conditioned, I'm disciplined. But then when I stopped, it's a whole different world. Now I'm focused on a different goal, but the goal has nothing to do with weight. So I was eating freely, sleep. We would have like overnighters at in school and finishing design. So I was eating real bad, sleeping bad, drinking caffeine. Like, I'm a big coffee drinker, so my health was really bad. So I gained a lot of weight. So I went back into boxing, and it took about 2 years, and I got down to like 150.
Wait, you went back at 280? You went back into boxing?
Yeah, I went back into boxing.
Whew, that's fucking crazy.
It's just a discipline. I mean, like it's a path. Either it's a lifestyle and you continue that lifestyle and you live a healthy lifestyle, or you fall off and you get back on, which is very typical for boxers.
Well, I mean, not just boxers. I mean, look at me. I grew up playing basketball, right? And like I was trying to tell you earlier, like, bro, like once that snowball effect of you stop your structured training, or just even like let's say like you just work out every day, you're not in the boxing or whatever. Like after a year, those days, those months, it becomes hard to just even get back into it.
Mentally, it breaks you, man.
Okay, but this is me 2 years not training or not even working out. But if I was 280, your mindset changes a lot. How the fuck were you able to want to get back into it? Was it like a moment of like, oh, fuck, like my health is bad. Like I'm looking at myself like I need to change.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad. And I had got out of a situation at that time. I was living in Southgate. I got out of that situation, and things happened, and So I was like, wow, this is my opportunity to get back into this position where my old lifestyle. So I took that window, and it was hard because I mean I was a big boy, dude.
He is,
And
bro. I'm still
yeah.
astonished by 2 inches because you're like we're the same height. The biggest I ever
No.
been was like 160, and I
I'll,
can't imagine
I'll
another.
I'll send you
120.
pictures so you can post, man.
Bro, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I was one just like fat, dude.
Uh-huh.
It's hard to believe, but it was not too like. Also, I was in Mexicali too. I remember right before I came back, I had my dad took a picture of me, and I was eating mariscos, and I was just so fat. I'm like, damn, that's it. I'm making a change.
Yeah.
So I went back, and going back to my Achilles tear. So I was ready. I was sparring. All my friends that are pros, I mean, they're way advanced. I mean, they never stopped, and so I was still okay. I'm like, all right, I can at least get 1 or 2 fights in, get that off. That chip off my shoulder. I made pro. Fuck it. And my career's still there. So jogging right through El Pino by Cinco Puntos. There's a Evergreen Cemetery. That's my jogging spot. I fucking I tripped and my ankle it buckled, and I thought I sprained it, and I felt like a little, and yeah, my Achilles was gone. Dude.
And you walked back home?
Yeah.
I've heard that.
It took fucking forever to heal, dude.
Oh, but no, but I'm talking about like the day of the moment of like even having to walk back home without that fucking, because your Achilles is what holds like the.
Yeah, it felt weird. Like it felt like if it was just like I don't like a bad strain. Like it was all purple and shit.
Because people don't walk. A lot of people can't walk when they tear their Achilles. Like my homie playing basketball tore his Achilles. He couldn't. Like
no pressure at all.
His shit was like that. Like it was just hanging.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like that. But it was bad. I couldn't like. Walking was hard. Yeah, it was bad for like I don't know. Maybe took like 6-7 years for it to like finally for me to be active again. Cause like there was a window of time after that happened where I had gained weight again. I was like, fuck, I did all this work but I conditioned myself to eat good. And do a little bit of training what I could, but it was very hard, man.
Wait, you were a boxer. You had the Achilles, and then you gained the weight?
No. I stopped boxing because I pursued my education.
Gained the weight?
I gained the weight quick.
Got back into it. And then you tore your Achilles.
Yeah, then I tore my Achilles.
Fuck, that sucks.
Yeah.
Do you think... No. It was... Because I was going to say if some of that weight contributed to the tear, but... No, it was... Yeah, just you running around. Do you want to take one of those calls? Take one of the calls.
Let me see.
I mean, yeah, people always want to look fucking sick. Like, I forgot who said it. It was like a martial artist. They were like, I'd be more scared of that skinny guy right there than the food that's all cut up.
Yeah, like
heavy as
Mikey
fuck.
Michinechi, that motherfucker. Well, I mean, when you see him without a shirt, that motherfucker is a fucking animal, dude. Like, I'll send you a picture of him later, but that fool's, he's a bad motherfucker.
Mikey Minichi, who's that?
Yeah, Mikey Muchinachi, or I forgot his fucking name. Watch.
Mikey Muchinachi.
Or I'm probably chopping up his fucking name, but watch, let me find it.
Oh, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, Mikey.
Oh, that's that young kid.
Yeah, he eats pizza and shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think he's fucking like in his 20s. That's why.
Yeah, that fool is badass.
He's
man.
28. Yeah, he's 28. Oh, damn! I thought he was younger than me.
Yeah, he's he's an inspiration to jiu-jitsu, man. Like that motherfucker's bad.
Wait, so what's so good about him? Because I actually watched his interview with Joe Rogan, and it's rare for Joe Rogan to praise someone that much. Like what's so like different about him?
Well, I mean his time in jiu-jitsu, what he's accomplished in jiu-jitsu. One of his own submissions, he has one called the Mikey lock, where it's the submission is type in. Oh fuck, man, that
he has his own lock.
Yeah, so he did this submission in one championship. It's fucking brutal. His opponent did not tap. His knee was destroyed, man. It's fucking nasty to watch.
I think I've seen this.
Like he twisted. Like even Mikey was like, "What?" Yeah, I think it's exactly that one. Even Mikey is like, "What the fuck? He's not tapping." Like
this one.
Yeah, he did not tap. His fucking knee was destroyed, bro. Like it was just like leg locks are no joke. One, he gets into like he like knee bars him, then he fucking he hooks it.
Let's see. That shit.
Yeah.
Like it looks like he's just twisting the knee.
Oh, he's not there yet. Wait till he extends it.
Bro, I never got into leg locks.
Oh, it's not that one.
No,
Oh,
that's
that's not that one. Oh, that one's that's nothing. That's fucking. That's like a walk in the park.
I never got into leg locks, but
Oh, leg locks are
wait,
brutal,
what did he do
bro.
to the guy? He broke his leg.
His knee twisted and so many fucking. Oh, it was nasty. Oh, just when you see it, bro, it's like if you're into jiu-jitsu and you understand, like being in a heel hook or a knee bar, like what it could do to you. Oh yeah, my bad. It's that one. That's the Mikey. Look at his knee. Right there, he's getting heel hook.
Bro, just looking at that shit, like
That shit's-
extend like that.
It's brutal, man. Like that's why jiu-jitsu is so dangerous. Like.
Oh, I
Like-
hate seeing that shit, dog. And they go at it for like another minute though.
He didn't tap. Like I think he was Japanese. I'm not sure, but he did not fucking tap, dude. Those motherfuckers are brutal. Like
Hey, what do you think about that? Like between like having that pride of not tapping, but then long time you're like, oh, I probably
Yeah.
should have tapped.
I'm one of them. I'm one of the guys and well in training like with the guys like I'll not tap. I'll go to sleep if I have to. If like my arm does not go straight no more. like I've got like so much shit built up. I gotta get surgery, but it might be like bones or cartilage or whatever. But yeah, like
Oh, it doesn't show it.
a lot of people have that pride where they don't want to tap. I'll fight through it, man. Like this competition, I went against a purple belt. It was earlier in the year. My son had just won gold because then I fought later in the evening. I'm like, fuck, man, I have to fucking win. My son just won gold, and I want to
Yeah.
put the bar up there. So my first match, we went at it. I'm ahead in points, and I'm about to. There's like 20 seconds left. I'm about to win, and I'm stuck in his guard. I'm like, all right, I'm good here. Like this fight ain't gonna do shit. And I accidentally framed and I overextended my arm, and he went belly down. So we went in belly down. He bridged and he fucking popped my elbow. But I was able to roll. So I had like 3 seconds of just popping. I'm like fucking dealing with that pain. I was able to roll and then get in position to side control, and I won the match. But my arm was fucked. So I was like, fuck, do I continue the next match? Because I still have 2 more matches. If I lose the next match, I still have 2 more. I was like, you know what? I sat off for a little bit. I'm like, fuck it, I got to win this. And yeah, I won. The next match, I won the next match. My arm was fucked up. I couldn't touch my ear. I was like, or my face for like a week or 2 because my elbow was all fucked up.
Wait, so what do you have built up in the arm?
I'm not sure if it's like cartilage or bone, but I can't make it straight. Like where this arm goes, it's getting worse, and this one's almost the same way. But you know how your arm extends and goes straight. But I have so much like build up in the elbow where it doesn't go all the way straight.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
It's weird.
I didn't know that was a thing for elbows.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's because of over years of boxing, hyperextending, or because of the amount of impact of the arm bars. But this one at the competition, it was brutal, man. That was a brutal belly down. A belly down arm bar is horrible, and for to get caught in that shit, that was pain.
It's funny because like, why didn't you want to become a boxer? Like, why didn't you not take that route?
Well, one is that so going back in time when I was 18, a lot of my friends were murdered. My friend had just got recently murdered too. Like at that time, like right in like where I live, right across the street, and what happened was I got this option where, hey man, like we can go pro, we'll guide you, or like here's a scholarship, pursue your dream, like which is gonna be the easier route. So like I wasn't a superstar in boxing, so but one, I have grit, self-control, discipline, etc. I have everything that you need for boxing. I just didn't have the talent to be a superstar. But I knew that if I put the same amount of work I did in boxing into architecture, I can make it. No matter what, I can make it. And so it's a hard decision because my outlet was going to be through boxing, but which it still was because that outlet was found through boxing to pursue architecture. So, and that's how I got I made my path into architecture. And it was a lot of sacrifice because I had to turn my back to boxing. And a lot of people saw me different. It's a whole thing again with that being in that position where you had to make a decision. And everybody's like, oh, you're a little bitch. You don't want to turn pro. You're a pussy. I heard all that shit, you know, you're a loser, blah 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 blah, you know. But I'm leading my path.
Yeah.
You're not leading my path.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, I'm making the sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, so I made that decision and I went that route. And
interesting. Because I mean, do you not agree? Because there's like there was a realistic perspective.
Yeah.
But then there's also the optimistic perspective where you're like, yeah, I may not have the talent, but I know I can work towards that. You didn't think you were able to. You didn't think you would be able to reach those accolades.
In boxing, it's very difficult, bro. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, people will come spar us. They will come to our gym and for the work, because we give them fucking work. We're crazy, man. Like, sparring was fucking fun. Every fucking day would fucking me, fucking somebody up, or maybe they'll put hands on us. We'll go to other gyms. It was bad, man. Like, I didn't really understand like the talent that came from our gym until years passed. Like, we had so much talent in our boxing gym, and it was just, I don't know, like. But as far as seeing, I guess maybe I saw that, like, we had so many national champions. Oscar De La Hoya came from our gym. I mean, there's others that follow that same path as world champions. We had a lot of professionals that would come to that gym. I'd spar with the professional. I got dropped body shots. Like, you don't know what it is until you get hit in the body by a professional. Like, you see it on TV, you're like, what a pussy, get up. Until you get hit by a body shot, a liver shot by a pro.
Oh, those shits are nasty. Not by a pro, but like just even a liver shot in general is fucking nasty.
Like, when you box, like, you want to invest in the body, because like that's the body will break you down. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't know. That's just me. I always invest in the body. If me and you gonna spar, your body's gonna get worked. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, good luck with the body.
It's hard to guard both at the same time, right? Like, it's either you're guarding your head, half your torso, or you're guarding the torso, and you're kind of top of your head is kind of vulnerable, right?
Yeah. So like, everybody has a different style. Like, there's guys that are more shelled. You know, some guys have long arms, so they're able to defend. You know, it all depends on your body type.
And so when you're fighting, or when you were fighting and stuff like that, what were you looking for, like the gaps of the open and where you could hit? Is that what you're trying to do?
I was more of a headhunter, because at that time, we're in the amateurs, you're more targeting the head for points. Mm-hmm. But as you're a teen, like, you start working with a lot more pros, you respect the body. Yeah. You learn to respect the body, because they're gonna attack your body. They're not gonna go and headhunt you. Yeah. Because they're professionals. They don't want you to get hurt. They know the damage that could be done to the head, so they're gonna hit your body. And then you learn to respect the body. Yes. Because the body it's wider than it's an easier target than the head. Yeah. The head moves. The body is usually
right there. Yeah.
It's usually there. So, like, throughout my career in boxing, like, I guess more toward that time is when you start targeting the body. Like. Mm-hmm. I would headhunt, but then touch the body. Now I touch the body a lot. Like, that's my sweet spot. Like, I'm gonna hit your body.
Mm-hmm. Wait, do you still spar?
Yeah. So
oh shit! Oh, I didn't know you still sparred. Damn. So you be doing rounds?
Yeah. I just still do rounds. I just fought with the I'm on the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department boxing team.
Oh shit!
So I volunteer, help them out whenever needed. Uh-huh. Great guys. A lot of talent there too. So I recently fought with them. What was it, like 2 months ago, I think. Mm-hmm. So I was successful in that fight. First round, just moving around, letting the bigger guy, slipping his punches, targeting the head. So I made him active to know that I'm hitting the head. Second round was hitting the head, but then switching to the body. Yeah. So in that round, it was just all mainly body shots, hard body shots. So he started respecting. I started spitting out water. Mm-hmm. So it just his experience not knowing that the body. Yeah. So then the third round, and then I just switched it up. Body headshots, and that's why I just dominated.
Fucking brutal.
So it's just experience.
Brutal. Yeah. Oh, I bet you that was an experience for him. Oh man.
But yeah, I love boxing, man.
Bro, I love boxing. But I started play fighting with friends. But what I hated was, after we would finish, and I would get hit in the head so many times, I would finish and then I'd be up at night and I'd be like, fuck, like
concussions.
Yeah, I'm just like, fuck, bro, like what the fuck am I feeling in my head right now? I hate that feeling.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. Boxing is a lot of grit. So like, a lot of people don't, what they don't know about me is, or like boxers that spar every day, we had better sparring wars than we did fights. Like we had some brutal sparring wars. We had, like I said previously, like we had people that would come to our gym for sparring, or we go to other gyms for sparring. Those are more wars than actual fights. Like we get really into like fucking busted up, bleeding, like dropping people and shit. And we're dealing with concussions. We go home, fucking migraines. You're done the rest of the day. You can't really do shit. Like I would have to do my homework before practice.
Yeah.
So that after sparring, I'm like, all right, either if I put hands on somebody, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna have a light day and I'm not gonna worry about headaches. Or if I had a bad sparring day, I just wasn't my day and I'm all fucked up. Like my day's done. Like everything just bothers me, you know. Like, so that's one thing about boxing is that you're gonna deal with that on the daily, and that was me daily. Like, I don't like taking pills. I never really look forward to taking any kind of pills to help the pain. But the sooner I slept it off, the sooner I woke up and I was fine.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, like there was time. My mom hated that I boxed, but you kind of were. I was kind of forced that way. Cause I'm from the streets and like. You're getting beat up if you don't know how to fight. Yeah. So you better know how to fight, you know? Defend yourself. Gain that respect. Where you have that experience where someone's going to challenge you to see where they're at, or they're going to know, okay, this fool has some hands. I'm not going to fuck with him.
Yeah. No every guy at least wants that level of respect. So
you kind of earn that in the streets. As far as a fighting standpoint, but it's all different. You know, there's guys bigger than you and whatever. I mean, but that's how that kind of scenario.
Bro, we have to talk about it. What do you think about this Mike Tyson Jake Paul shit?
Oh shit!
That's tomorrow.
Mad respect to Mike Tyson.
I mean,
huge fan.
I mean, of course we love Mike Tyson, but the age, dog.
You know what the age? Like I'm 41.
How old is he? 55.
I thought he was 60 or something, but he's old. God. So I'll speak for myself. As far as at this age, it's hard, bro. Like doing jiu-jitsu is one thing. Boxing, like I can't move the same. I used to be really fast. I have fast hands. Like I have some YouTube videos when I did Golden Gloves. My hand speed there versus now is fucking way different.
Of course, right? Yes, you're young.
Way different. So like seeing Mike Tyson, like I haven't seen him yet, but like seeing him like hit the bag or do mitts, like yeah, the speed's kind of there, but like once they're in that ring and you're in that element, like it changes. Like it's different. Like when we train or we spar, but when you fight, it's a whole different experience. Like it's really hard to explain the situation, but when you're in that actual moment of fighting, it's so different. It's so different from sparring, from training, from mitts in the bag. It's just way different. So him, I mean that's his life, boxing, right? But I think it's part of his element, part of his lifestyle, and he's okay with it. But to the common person, the fan, we want to see him fight, but not at that age. We don't want to see him get hurt. Like Evander Holyfield. Also going back to like Evander Holyfield fought I forgot what the fuck this fool's name. So this guy was gonna fight, the MMA fight was gonna fight Oscar De La Hoya. All right, so I was a part of Oscar De La Hoya's training camp. I was sparring with Oscar, which is fucking cool. It was like one of those moments, one of those opportunities that not everybody gets.
You're fucking getting hit. Oh, yeah.
I remember the first jab Oscar hit me with was fucking crazy because we're all right. So one is that I'm about to spar a fucking legend, right? So I go in the ring and I'm like, all right, cool. He's like focused, like he wants to fuck me. I could just see it. So we circle and then all of a sudden that quick jab just comes, bah! I'm like, fuck, right in my nose. I'm like, my eyes just water up. I'm like, oh shit, this is real. Like this is really gonna happen. So anyway, the whole sparring camp was amazing. Like Oscar's legit, right? Even at his age, that he was like I think 48. I was 38. He was 48. For being at that age, he could still move. Like I was catching him here and there, but whatever. But Oscar was a badass motherfucker, man. Respect to Oscar De La Hoya. But Tyson, at this age, I can't imagine. It's like me being 60, trying to fight someone who's like in his prime. Like Jake Paul is not a legit boxer. Like he's making his name out there. Yeah, making a lot of money, which respect to him and his marketing. But like, he's at his prime. I mean, if you put him with Mike Tyson at his prime. I mean, even at Mike Tyson at 16 versus Jake Paul at his prime, Mike Tyson would still kill him.
Yeah, but fuck yeah, I agree.
But now at this age, I don't know. I mean,
I just wonder how his body's gonna react to the shots. Cause
I don't know. I'm not sure because we haven't seen anything about like Tyson sparring. You know, typically camps are very, you know, they don't want to show anything like any kind of leverage as far as, you know, what's going on. So we haven't seen any sparring videos.
That's funny, yeah, that you say that. I've never seen it. Yeah, I see him like hitting the mitts and doing all these like electrotherapy stuff, but I've never seen him spar. Actually, that's say that.
That's very exclusive. Like, like pre-fight, like you never want to show anything, you know. So that's the big question: is how is he gonna perform, you know? So we don't know. We don't know his conditioning or how he is active, you know, in a 6-8 round. I don't know how many rounds they're doing.
No, I don't know. I know it's 2 minutes though. I think it's 2 minutes a round.
That's not bad. It goes 2 minutes is long. In boxing, it strings out pretty long. Like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it's longer than you think. Like in jiu-jitsu, like 5 minutes, like we do competition 5-minute rounds. It fucking flies. Like it goes like what the fuck? It's over already. Like
why? What's the difference?
But I don't know. Boxing, like when you're hitting somebody and you're exerting so much energy, just like if you miss, you lose so much energy. Like if you're making contact, you're constantly moving. Your condition's got to be at a high level. You know, not only just movement, but also punching. So you're letting a lot of energy out. Yeah. So there's a lot of conditioning, and if you don't have it, like you're gonna basically run out of energy. You're gonna not want to come off that stool. You're gonna be like, fuck, man, I got 10 more rounds or 5 more rounds or 1 more round. Like, you know, that time you want it to end at the, you know, if you don't have that conditioning, because you just want to be out of that situation. But if you come trained, prepared, you're in your element. So it all depends on how he trained. If he trained, he'll be fine. But if he didn't train or he has health issues, that's the problem.
Well, they did postpone the fight longer because of something that happened.
Yeah, something happened, I heard, but I mean, I don't know the whole situation. Or they just delayed it to get him more conditioning. I mean, it happens.
That's kind of smart. They delayed it for more training. Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. It's today, right? No,
tomorrow.
Isn't it Friday?
Is it on a Friday night?
I thought it was today. Because they did the weigh-ins yesterday, so it should be today. It should be tonight.
Shit. Did you see he fucking smacked him?
Yeah, well, he stepped on his toe. I would have smacked him too.
I wonder if Jake Paul was like, oh, fuck, this is real. Like, this motherfucker is real. Oh, bro, if it's today, that's crazy. November 15th. Oh, it is today at 8. Oh, fuck, that's crazy. All right, I'm excited for this. Yes, I am excited for this. Did you take the day off of training to go watch it, or you're just not gonna?
We have open mat tonight, so I might show up, I might not. It's open mat, so. But yeah, it's amazing to see a non-boxer be at this level. I mean, fuck, man, the purses that they're making, like Mike's making like 20 million, Jake's making 40. Like, what the fuck? Like your typical boxer doesn't make that. Even your elites don't really make that. I mean, Canelo's making like 30 a fight.
That's fucking crazy. Do you still consider this a circus fight?
It's an entertainment fight. Circus. I mean, it started with the YouTubers.
Right. Okay.
I was a part of it. I was with Fuzi. And some of.
You were helping them out when I remember when it first started. Yeah, when it first became was like everybody wanted to box in the YouTube community.
I went to London for his fight, and that was a fun experience.
Wait, do you know Alex?
Wasabi?
Or
Wasabi. Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah. I don't know him personally, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I met him. Too.
So I worked with his co-partner. That's how I got into the YouTube business.
Okay. Yeah, he was. I mean, everywhere we went, either him or Fuzi, like, fuck, everybody knew them. I was like, okay, like, they're that popular. But I wasn't really into YouTube, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, out there was pretty crazy, man.
Do you know Ryan?
Ryan
Garcia?
Yeah, Ryan Garcia, yeah, of course.
How do you like, because I see, like, because Canelo, him and Canelo, I don't know, do they have a good relationship or not? Like, I never really understand, like, because originally he was with Canelo, right? But now he moved away with Canelo, is now more with Oscar, right?
Well, no. Well, he's always been signed. So his promotion is Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh, so, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, okay.
So Ryan is with Oscar De La Hoya as far as the promotion side. His boxing team, he went with Eddie Reynoso to train with the Canelo camp.
Got you. Okay.
So he was with them for I think a couple fights. And then he changed camps. But it was a temporary. I think only for a couple fights.
Got you. Yeah. No, well, I was gonna ask you, like, how do you feel about when Ryan comes out and he's talking about like how sad he is and depressed he is that he doesn't want to do boxing anymore? Have you seen those videos?
Yeah. I mean, it's common. I mean,
is it?
You gotta understand, like, boxing, I'll use I guess any boxer. So I'll use Oscar because throughout his career I was kind of there, or kind of saw it. So he would like fight like 4 or 5 world title defense or title fights like throughout the year. Like he would be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So someone like that, you're always in camp. You're away from your family,
I see what you're saying.
kids.
I see what you're saying.
You're focused. You're working, and it's a career. Like, and you gotta understand too. Like, you're putting your life on the line. Someone's trying to fucking hurt you.
Yeah.
You know, if you get hit wrong, you're dead. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
You know, it's common to hear. You know, you get hit in the back of the head. You turn wrong. You accidentally get hit with a hook. You're taking damage to the back of the head. You know, so people don't understand that. People see it and don't think nothing of it. But if you're a part of the sport, you understand it and respect it. And one thing is that, and depending on what athletes it is, but like Oscar, I relate to him because of like the time that I've known what was going on. He was always fighting, and he was very consistent. A lot of like the prize fighters right now are fighting like once a year, maybe twice a year. He was very consistent. He was always active. So he was away from his friends, partying. He sacrificed all that. Like I keep going to him, but your typical fighter will sacrifice all that. Their eating habits, drinking habits. It's a lot to give up. So going back to Ryan, like, yeah, like people fall into substance abuse, whether it's drugs, alcohol, whatever, girls, whatever lifestyle it is. It's an abuse that they're raised because one is that their family, like a lot of times their families are looking for them to be their way out. You have talent, you're gonna make it out, you're gonna be a world champion, we're gonna get money, blah blah blah. So the pressure's on. You know, now you're under all this pressure, and you have to be consistent. You always gotta show up, put in the work, not party, all that. So once you make it, you have those options. It's like, wow, am I consistent or do I fall off? And a lot of people fall off. And a lot of people get into problems. They start getting into abuse, mainly drugs. So it's common, but it sucks because a lot of people deal with that depression and they're alone. You gotta understand, like a lot of us. I'll speak for myself. Like my time alone is when I'm running, and I'm in my mental thoughts, or I'm hitting the bag. Like we're to ourselves. Even though we have people around us.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So we're used to being alone. I've always been a loner too. Like, and I think it's something that we all relate to, and it's that mental conditioning too is I don't want to be a dick, but you got to be that weak-minded person and fall into any kind of abuse, be it substance or whatever, or be that strong-minded person and surpass it. You know, so it all depends on the person. And it sucks I have to say it that way, but if you're weak-minded, you're gonna fall into any kind of anything that comes your way that fuck it, it's hard because you've been so conditioned your whole life to meet this goal, and sometimes when you make it, a majority of people fall off because you made it. I mean, you see what what's his name, Ruiz, though, heavyweight.
Oh, Andrew Ruiz. So like when he had that big fight and he made that big paper, that big money, right? For his second fight, he fell off. I mean, we don't know too much detail about his lifestyle. I don't really follow his lifestyle, but when he fought Joshua again, I mean, the performance, the difference, it's a big difference on the performance. He lost, and I think it had to do a lot with the lifestyle change. Yeah, because now he had money, partying, all that shit. Now it takes account to his training. So, but I don't really know. I don't know too much about Ryan Garcia. I don't know him personally, but The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah,
he has a great quote. He's like, "The easiest part is getting there. The hard part is staying there."
Yeah.
And I think, do you think that's why Floyd Mayweather is really respected? Is because even to this day, he's still like fucking every day in the gym.
Yeah, it's his lifestyle. No matter if he's a fighter or not fighting, that's his lifestyle. He's he's conditioned to wake up at 3 a.m, go for his run. I think it has to do with the climate too, because it's so fucking hot in Arizona. Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's cooler at night. Go running when it's cooler. You don't want to run in the hot sun. So that's also something mentally where he's conditioned.
Yeah,
and that's his lifestyle.
Yeah.
To train. and that's just his normal routine. And that's something that not everybody could do. Not everybody wants to wake up at that time and train.
I know.
Like my open mat, I have my open mat at 7:30 on Sundays.
Yeah.
So, and the reason why it's on Sundays at 7:30 is because one is that you condition yourself to one get up on at that time and sacrifice not getting drunk the night before, not partying. Okay, you're gonna be in bed at a certain time so that you can make my open mat or come train. So it all depends on your discipline. So I do that intentionally, so that it puts that athlete in that position. Unconditionally, I guess unconditionally, it puts you in that position. It's like, oh well, I want to make this open mat. Well, I better.
Yeah, not fucking drink. Yeah.
Or or whatever you do.
Whatever you do.
Just party. I'm gonna go to sleep early or whatever, so that you're not tired and getting your ass beat. During training.
How many people actually show up to the Sunday open mats?
It varies because it's a Sunday morning, so there'll be times where I have like a packed house, and there'll be times like it's only 1 or 2 people.
Oh, so yeah.
I open up either way. I'll keep it open. So if 1 or 2 show up, we train. I have a lot of teens that come. So we're a competition school. So a lot of the teens come in, and I'll work with them and things that because I go to their tournaments, so I see a lot of the stuff that they do, and we work on stuff that they lack or they can improve on, the small little detail, and it shows. Like then when they go to the next tournament, like oh shit, like you made that little change and it worked, and they're medaling gold or silver, whatever, but they're making that, they're evolving, they're always growing. So
how long did you start at Mars?
Yeah, I started at Mars.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I feel like it's still brand new, right? Like that.
Yeah,
that location's still pretty new.
So they opened up 2000. Well, and here in July of 2021.
Yeah, during the pandemic.
Yeah. They were in Duarte. So I met them when I was in Duarte. I wanted to get my son in boxing, just not to compete, but to understand all the morals, everything that goes with boxing, right? Because it's something you can carry with in your life and career, etc. Academics. And boxing, you have to be 8 years old, so you can't do anything until you're 8 unless you do it outside of a gym. So I'm like, oh well, I got him into jiu-jitsu. It's something different, something I always wanted to do, but it's expensive. It's fucking really expensive. Everything that goes to jiu-jitsu is expensive. But I was like, you know what? I've worked hard. I have the income. Why not? So I got him into it while he was 5 years old.
Okay.
Then they got this place in Baldwin Park. Better for me. It's a lot closer. And yeah, we've grown from there. And I think in July, that first month, the coaches are like, "Come on, Eric," because I was like 240. I gained weight too because I was coaching at the Hollenbeck gym with the youth pre-pandemic. Once the pandemic came, they closed. I was like 160 because I was training with the kids and the teens, helping them. Once the pandemic came, I was not training. I fell off. I got fat again. So I was heavy when I started jiu-jitsu. And at Mars, just getting back in the routine. I knew I was fat, but I knew it just took time.
Yeah.
So once I lost the weight, I think it was like the first year. Then I started competing. And that's when I started my journey in competition. And
so do you just compete just because you enjoy it? It kind of brings you back to like competition?
I'm not. I guess I could say I'm not scared of competition, but it was a whole different world. Like, one, boxing is stand up. You're striking. A lot of striking, a lot of contact. And jiu-jitsu, it's close contact, but there's no nothing to do with hitting the head. Yeah. So no striking, no nothing. It's all locks and submissions and pinning, passing, takedowns, etc. So one is like, okay, I'm not gonna have any head trauma. I'm not gonna deal with no headaches.
Yeah,
I mean, here and there we bump our heads, whatever. Yeah. So, but in competition, I was used to being in that position where people around you, watching you, under that pressure. So I was not scared of that. Even the opponents. It's more of the skill level because when I was a white belt, my first competition, so who kept headbutting me. So I'm like, what? Am I this okay? So I fucking headbutted him back. It was a big old deal because I mean you can't do that.
Yeah, no, I knew you can't do that. Yeah, you can't.
So my first comp, I didn't know he was a wrestler, so they use your head position.
Yeah.
So,
oh right. Yeah.
So I thought he was headbutting me, so I'm like, all right, well, fuck you, I'm gonna headbutt you. So yeah, but you learn through experience, and as a white belt, I was pretty cool because I was winning a lot of medals as a white belt. And the one reason why I got into competition because my son was competition.
Oh.
So in the beginning, he had a very hard time, and I didn't want to be that. So there's a lot of asshole dads in comps, like they're talking shit or they're disrespectful, and I don't want to be that dad. I want to push my son, and I wanted to be victorious, but I don't want to be that asshole dad.
Yeah.
So I think when I started training, it took a while for me to be able to ready to compete, and then I think that kind of pushed him, because once I started competing, I saw a change in him. Like he went to the next level, like where he started landing submissions, and now he started medaling. And I'm like, oh shit, like my son's doing good now. Like now he became a big dog, and I think it was one time we were in Del Mar in San Diego. He just dominated. Like it was like 5 or 6 matches, and he just dominated all submissions. I was like, oh shit, my son's a competitor. Like, you know, he found his niche. So he found his niche, and then I started finding my niche in competition too. So at the time I was, I think, 39. So it's a window. So they put you per belt level, weight, and age group.
Okay.
So I was competing with the 30-year-olds to 39-year-olds. And unfortunately for me, all the guys were young. So they're fast, you know.
Yeah.
They move fast. But I was victorious. I finished off as a white belt, winning a lot of golds. In the league, I got the most points, which was pretty cool. But then when you get promoted to a blue belt, you're going intermediate. So as a blue belt, you're fighting blues and purples. So I remember I've only got submitted once in competition, and that was my first time as a blue belt. And I got caught by this purple belt in the arm bar, and this arm too, my bad arm. And I was like, damn, man, that's never gonna happen again. Fuck that. I'm never gonna let no one submit me again, and no one ever has. Like I almost did. I got caught in that belly down arm bar that one I explained earlier, but I was like, never again. I'm gonna get fucking caught, man. I mean, it happens, but I've been successful where I'm usually doing the attacking and comp versus me getting attacked by somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm always very dominant in competition so far. Knock on wood, like, you know, like it doesn't change. I've been very dominant. So I train a lot. I do a lot of open mats. I train with a lot of elite guys, good mentors. So it's helped me develop. I study a lot to help my game. It's just being consistent. You know?
Wait, going back to that one guy, Mikey. What makes him different? Like, what is, like, besides him having his own move and stuff? Like, why is he so praised in the community?
Why? One is, I mean, aside from being victorious.
He just has a lot of, like.
Yeah, I mean, he's fucking dominant, man. He's won the worlds. He's on one championship now. I mean, I think he left one championship already, but yeah, he's done what a lot of people can't do, is make money off jiu-jitsu.
Oh.
So aside from like Craig Jones, Craig Jones, Gordon Ryan, Mikey, and the Rotello brothers. There's a lot of people that are starting to make money off jiu-jitsu, but he's one of them that made it through one championship.
Got you.
The Rotello brothers too. I think they're making money off one championship. But it just shows that this community of this sport is now going commercial.
Yes.
And now there's an outlet for people who, you know, I mean, the 1%ers who make it, you know, there's ways to make money.
I think like people like Joe Rogan, Joko Willink, like these big fucking, I don't know what you call them, but like, I guess people who like, we could look up to these type of people. They're making that sport really big.
Oh yeah.
Like the jiu-jitsu sport. Like I learned about it because of Joe Rogan. And then little by little, my fucking algorithm started showing me little things about jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, let me try that out. That kind of looks badass. Because I had never done combat sports. I was a big team sports, like basketball player, baseball, football. But I never did like individual like fighting and stuff. So when I did jiu-jitsu for the first time, I was like, oh, I can move at my own pace now.
Yeah.
Versus like a team sport, like you need to drag dead weight with you sometimes. And I fell in love with jiu-jitsu, dog. Like I love jiu-jitsu like a lot. And especially because jiu-jitsu is a lot of like you got to think.
Yeah.
Like you gotta, like how you were telling me, you're like, you gotta think of like, we're in this position. What can my opponent do next? What did he do? And now how do I counter that? I love that about jiu-jitsu. Like
It's a chess match.
It's a chess match. Yeah, it's like you're always fucking thinking about how do I counter this or how do I move to this next spot? How do I get on top of him? But do you agree with there's this guy named Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
He says that if you're really good at jiu-jitsu, there comes to a point where you do a move, he counters, you counter, he counters, and the whole time is just like a beautiful dance of you guys just.
It's a beautiful flow.
Yeah. I'm not that good. I never got to that point.
No, you will. Just be consistent. Get back on it. Yeah. There's times where I'm rolling with somebody and we're like a stalemate. Like we can't catch each other. Either they can't catch me, or I'm very defensive, or I can't catch them for whatever. Everybody has a different body type. But it also depends on the style, because some people are leg lockers, some people are very top heavy. I'm more of a bottom. I attack from the bottom, so I'll use their gravity against him. So I found a dominant positions from the bottom. Like even though like you don't want to be at the bottom because it's more you're getting pinned and you can get submitted, but there's so many counters at the bottom that no one sees, that I see, and I've used that game successfully to get me to where I'm at right now. I mean, I'm still young in jiu-jitsu. I'm only got 3 years in. I'm a blue belt. Should be getting my purple belt pretty soon. But like my game is still developing.
Yeah.
And I think one thing you learn about jiu-jitsu is that even when you achieve your black belt, you just start all over again. Like, so I'm looking forward to keep growing and keep leveling up, and my game keep changing. My body's gonna keep changing. It's gonna decrease. That's why I'm competing as much as I can, because I guess I'm 41, gonna be 42 pretty soon, and my body's gonna just shut down, and I'm not gonna be able to be that fast or be that dominant. Eventually, I'm gonna start my levels and it's just decrease. So
I feel like it's kind of sad. That's what I hate about sports. Is like you see like you're like, oh, it's coming. That time is coming where I gotta hang him up.
Yeah. I mean, like in boxing, like that's the terminology we use. Like it's time to hang them up. Like usually, like early 30s is like, all right, it's time. Like you start slowing down, and you don't want to deal with that head trauma. Like I have so many friends that are punch drunk. It's pretty bad. It's
what?
Like punch drunk. Like I slur. I have a little slur. But my friends are really bad. Like where you can barely like understand what they're like, how they're speaking. Like
that has to do with like brain damage, right?
Yeah. I have a lot of brain damage, but it's not.
You look cognitive. Yeah. You're running a business. You're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm
good enough.
You're like, I bullshit, but somehow I get past it somehow.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, like those headaches, they're no joke, man. Dealing with them on a day to day, like, how can I say it's not something to look forward to, man. Like my son, like I give him an option. Like he doesn't want to do boxing, which is cool. I respect that, and I'm gonna teach him. Of course, we do little things here and there.
Yeah.
But to compete or as a career, like nah, it's not gonna happen. Like I think most professionals, like they don't want their kids doing boxing at all.
It's so funny.
Very rare. Like they don't want them to deal with that. I mean, one, the business side is horrible. Like unless you're like that 1%, even less than 1%, because it's really less than 1% that make it. But yeah, I mean, I don't want my son to deal with that shit.
It's so funny how like we do that as people, like kind of like how we were talking about the gang stuff earlier. Like you're involved in something, you become so good at that, you're like, you know what? Don't get involved in this. Like you don't want this life.
Yeah, and you know what? I had so many mentors, growing up that always, like, they saw my potential and they always like put their time. And that's one thing I always respect about people, like people who put that time into you, like that's respect earned. Like they're not there to waste their time or I haven't met anyone that tried to misguide me, like there was always someone that either is in sports or in my career or whatever, and it's in life, like that time I appreciate. And I've had so many mentors, and it's helped me get to where I'm at. Like there's so many people, bro. Much respect to them.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he was a mentor. I guess he kind of is a mentor to me. But I had a person who I told him I wanted to start like a certain business, and what he taught me was, you need to respect what we're doing for you. The same way I respect your time, respect what I'm doing for you, because I can be doing all these other stuff, but I'm taking time to teach you something. So it's okay if you fail. It's like, but don't ever stop trying, because now if you ever do stop, you wasted my time of what I invested in you. And I was like, oh fuck, like
and
that hit me. I was
facts.
like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like that. Like everything was so selfish for me that I didn't think about you. Like, yeah, not wasting your time, but I would have wasted your time if I didn't do what I told you I wanted to do and shit.
Yeah, and I think as we get older, like now that I'm at an old age, time is very important. Like, I value time. Like I literally make a schedule. Like my week's always full.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I had to make a schedule for everything, and now that like I'm at this level or at this age, like time is so valuable.
Yeah.
Like we don't really realize how valuable time is. Like money comes and goes, but time will never get back. So like time invested is like I value that more than anything else. Like if I like I don't like when we're young we hang out, party,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, but we don't realize all that time like we couldn't invest it into something else. Like so now like I don't party, I don't drink. I mean I invest my time either in my career, family, training. So like it all depends on what I'm doing, but like it's always time invested. That's how I see it. Time invested. Like right now with you, time invested.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it could go two ways. Like when you're young and you waste all that time, when you get older you're like, oh, I learned from that. Or as you get older, I'm not there yet, but I would imagine like as you get older, you got kids, you get families, and you're like, I don't want to waste all this time just working. Like I also want to spend time with like my family too.
Yeah.
And so you learn to appreciate that time commodity. And bro, like at my age right now, like I'm doing a bunch of shit that I'm like, fuck, when am I gonna have time to hang out with all these friends that I like, to hang out with my parents, to go to dinner with them? But then I gotta finish this. I feel rude when I'm at dinner. I'm like, hold on, I have to take this call real quick because it's like for something I gotta do. Yeah, time is crazy, dog.
So that's where you learn time management too.
Yeah.
And then just that sacrifice. It's not who's more important. It's just the value of your current situation is where you're gonna value that time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a learning curve. And people are gonna respect it and people are not. You're gonna have people who are like, oh well, like you have your little crowd, right? The people you talk to every day. But then there's the people that don't understand your situation. Because we get to this age when we're young, we're always around our friends,
Mm-hmm.
etc. And when we get to this, we hardly talk to anybody. Like we put our time into family or it all depends on what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But so people respect that, people don't. But like let's say you run into an old friend that you haven't talked to in years. It's like they respect you. It's like we talked just yesterday. Like. So
I love those friendships where like I have a friend who recently got married. I haven't talked to him like in a month, and he called me yesterday, and it's like I seen him yesterday.
Exactly, yeah. So it's that respect too, because you're pursuing your own path, and
Mm-hmm.
they're pursuing their own path. So
yeah,
and it's that respect,
Yeah, I've always found it weird when people like hate on their friends for succeeding on something.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you should be happy. Like they're your friends, right? Like you should be happy that they're doing what they want to do, even if it doesn't align with what you believe in, what you want to do.
Yeah, no, correct. Yeah, it's common to have. I mean, call them haters or whatever, but it's that sacrifice that you're putting in to be successful, and they're not. They're still stuck.
Yeah,
and it's sad to see that, and like I have friends, or not all friends, but a lot of them that are still stuck, and there's not much they could do. Like they put themselves in that position, and they don't know how to get out.
Yeah.
And you try to help, and sometimes they don't want the help.
Mm-hmm.
So what can you do? So then you're like, well, do I keep investing time in this person that doesn't want the help, and or let it go? So it's.
And it's always a hard choice. It's like when do I stop and when do I not stop? Because it's a fucking hard choice.
Yeah, even with family, like it's the same thing. Like sometimes you see family, like and what can you do?
Yeah.
And you're hurting by helping them, you're hurting others,
and you're hurting yourself sometimes too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I know this is the word success is always a weird term because it varies. But would you say your life has been successful?
Yeah, like honestly, I should have been dead at 18. Like
because of where you grew up?
A lot of shit. Like at that time, there was so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember the day of my birthday, I told God, like, damn, like every day after 18 is a blessing. Like,
interesting.
Damn. Like if I die today, hey, it was all blessing. Like fuck, like when I was 18 to everything I've accomplished, like to me, I've accomplished the world already. Like, so if I go today, it's been accomplished. Like,
yeah.
So there was just so much shit going on, like as a teen, like where I didn't think that tomorrow was possible. Like, It was just bad, bro.
Damn, you were in a bad situation like that?
Yeah, it was bad.
Damn, yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I think a lot of us were. I mean, the whole block. I mean, we all were. All of us grew up at the same time. A couple of different age differences, but all same shit. You know.
How do you see people? Cause have you been back to Boyle Heights? Like, do you visit?
Yeah,
often?
we saw no.
So how do you see the community of the new generation of kids that are right now, like let's say in their teens, right?
Yeah.
How do you see the difference between how you were in a mental state versus how they're growing up in a mental state now?
I think now there's more options, like more outlets. Now that there's social media. At the time, it was barely like internet was like I had internet at the learning center.
Yeah.
So the box gym had a learning center, and that was how I got the internet or used the internet. 'Cause I didn't have a computer at the time. We couldn't afford it. Now, like, there's so many different options. Like, at the time, like, I felt stuck. I felt like I was in a bubble. Like, I couldn't get out of this city. You know, I love Boyle Heights. I respect Boyle Heights, but like, you don't want to grow. You don't want to have your kids raised there. You know, it's just bad. Like, it's bad, bro. Like every fucking corner you turn, like this, it's just bad news.
But it's not like that now, is it?
No, now it's. I mean, it's still active, like, but it's more to like toward the gang activity. You have knuckleheads here and there, but it's nothing like before.
Yeah.
Nothing like
I
before.
haven't been banged on in years. Kind of miss it. Just a little bit.
I got banged on. I was with my homeboy. My homeboy's like 6'9". He's big. We're chopping it up, and some fool rolled up on us, and we thought he's asking for directions, right? So he's like, "Hey, where you fools from?" We're like, "What the fuck? We just got hit up."
You're like, oh shit.
Like we haven't got hit up in a long
yeah,
time.
it's crazy. Yeah.
And he started throwing up fucking sign. I'm like, "Ah, whatever," But it was just like, damn, like fuck, we're in our 40s, like. Like it still happens.
How old was the guy that well, like, what age range?
Probably his 30s. Yeah.
From what I know nowadays, like from what I see, is they keep it within their own styles now. It's like unless you're peacocking those colors, or you look like you bang, like you have all these tats and shit, like with like certain like LA or a certain hood thing on you. I feel like they don't bang on normal civilians anymore. At least from what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a part of anything. I don't dress a certain way. I stay in my element. I guess if you position yourself in that category, then yeah, you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
If you're active, you're on the streets, you're gonna find whatever you're gonna want to find. You're gonna dress a certain way. You're gonna want that attention. So you're gonna find it.
When you were, I kind of want to go back to kind of like your beginning with architecture. When did you really start making money?
So I think so. When I was interning, I mean, I was working at a pizza parlor. So when I interned, they're like, "Well, you can give us more time and we'll pay you, and we're gonna pay you way more than you're getting paid flipping pizzas." I was making like $7.25 an hour. So, and I was barely making it, And so when they said, "Yeah, I'll pay you more," I was like, for something I love doing, hell yeah, let's go with it. It was not till I started my own business in 2005 or 6. It was when I started getting my own clients. That's when I started seeing how I could make real money. Contracting a project with a client, securing that money, obtaining the building permit so my service is done, and getting paid. When you get 1, 2, and then you start building more clients, you're like, oh shit, like I'm getting more money this way on my own than I am making per hour working for a firm. So that's when my mentor's like, you should start your own business.
So this was like a side thing you were doing while working?
While working, yeah. While I was, still going to school, still interning. And then, life happened, and then I started Molinar Design. And it started just as a construction document firm where I'm just doing blueprints, providing a service, dealing with managing all the consultants so that I'm obtaining permits for my clients. And then at the time, I think it was during the recession. Everything tanked. So slow business, everything was bad. But my friend was doing fire restoration. So fires are still, on and active. Insurance jobs. So I was doing construction. So one way that I got by was working in construction.
Okay.
So my friend who was a contractor is like, why don't you go for your license? I mean, you know everything about construction, like except for building. But I started getting my experience. So I did a couple years working under my friend who's a contractor. I studied, when I get my engineering building license, my A and B license, and I was successful. So I got my license to be a contractor. My first project I did in Pasadena, and it went very well. I was in an addition. I did a pool. It was in, I forgot the name of this, the part of Pasadena. It's right next to Sierra Madre. And that was my first project in construction, where I did the design and I did the build in 2017. And that's when I found that niche. Mm-hmm. But construction's always been like, like I've had like these last 5 years have been pretty good and bad in construction. But what helped me still be on board is my construction document business, providing the blueprints. Construction there's so many people involved and so much little detail, like it's hit or miss. Like I've lost so much money in construction where most people don't recover or put a bullet in their head, put it much that way. But you live and you learn. Dealt with a lot of lawsuits. It just is what it is. There's clients that are opportunists. I'm gonna use that word, opportunists, because we have a big policy. Usually, like I carry a big policy. So when you have a big policy, there's insurance that backs you. So clients find sometimes they're opportunists and they find a way to come at you and go after that insurance money. And that's happened to me more than a few times. And you learn. I didn't know that it was even a thing. There's always people who do insurance fraud or whatever, but there's also people who will come after contractors who have big policies for shit that they didn't do wrong.
Right.
But you live and you learn. But now, like, this whole year's been great. I've had some great clients, great opportunities. Did some beautiful buildings. I did a 9,000 square foot home in Encino, design build.
Was nice.
That house was it was a learning experience because it's a brand new construction from the ground up. Hillside, massive square footage, super high end.
Yeah, Encino's fucking high end.
Yeah, my client's good. He's a good friend of mine still. A lot of money, very wealthy. But it came out great. It was one of my experiences that I'm very happy for the opportunity, because no one's gonna give you the opportunity to build like a $9 million home, $8 million home, and I was given that opportunity and I ran with it and I was successful. We got everything done, finalized. It's something that I can carry in my portfolio. But like, I did that.
Yeah.
Someone from the streets that didn't really see tomorrow. See tomorrow happening, and I was able to accomplish that. So small little things, small little victories. In my business.
Bro, some of those houses, like I have driven down Bel Air. Oh my God, man, those houses are beautiful.
Yeah, massive.
They're fucking crazy. But sometimes I feel like if they have a sense of community in those type of those communities, because I feel like, I mean, I've never been there, but I would imagine once you get to a certain amount of money, it's hard to stay in your community and just have like grow up there and like get to know your neighbors and all that type of stuff. Like versus here, like I know everybody here, I know everybody there. Like I grew up here and stuff like that. I wonder if it's like that when they're growing up in cities like that.
I can't speak for them. I've had clients that are in Bel Air. I worked on one home that was like, I had signed an NDA, so I can't say, but the home was like, he bought it for like $50 million. I think it's worth like 150 now. It's like, it's
nuts. Oh my
nuts.
God, it went up a lot.
Yeah, I just saw it recently. I was like, what the fuck? It's worth that much now? I'm like, God damn. So I mean, if you're into crypto, like, this guy's huge. Anyway, I can't really say more detail than that, but that was pretty cool experience. Did a couple of small renovations in Bel Air. Beverly Hills did a lot of stuff. Encino.
So do you own any homes? Like multiple homes?
No. Me, no. I don't have any real estate, bro.
Why don't you do that? Why don't you get into real estate?
That's always been my goal. So my goal is not to have a client base. It's more develop on my own.
Oh, okay.
But during my path, like, I've been through so much bullshit and so much shit that I don't want to move forward. But mentally, I don't have that mentality where I'm not weak minded. I'm not gonna give up. That's just not me. So I was in the path where I was in that position. I was more than in that path to put myself in that position, but this
Of real estate.
yeah, financially, like I built up a great portfolio. I was ready to move forward and start developing, and this shit just hit the fan, like from every fucking angle, man. Like it was pretty bad. Like depression would have been like that would be like the key to me, like being depressed, like. But there was just so much going on and shit I was dealing with. Everything I worked for to get that goal just got shot down. So, but I'm rebuilding myself, getting back into position.
Just kind of like the dark side of business.
Yeah. I mean, it's hit or miss. I mean, you take risks. I'm a risk taker, so I took a big financial risk. Things happened to me. Things happened in my business. Business partners did me wrong. Family is. I mean, shit. All kinds of shit happened. You know, shit like it's like where the easy way out is just to call it quits.
Yeah,
you know?
just fucking curl up in a ball and that's it.
And that's it. But you know, it's not just not my style.
Yeah.
You know?
It shouldn't be anybody's style. Like, sure, I mean, if you want to wallow for a day, go ahead. You're wasting time, but do it. And then you got to get up the next day. You still got to do something.
Yeah, just suck it up and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
You know, like. But yeah, now like this whole year has been a recovery. I would say as a recovery and getting.
2024 was like a recovery for you.
Yeah, to me it was all recovery. Get back into position. I'm reestablished to get into that position too. So that goal's still there. I haven't hit it yet, but it's gonna happen.
That's cool though. Like you still have the goal.
Yeah.
So 2025, you're kind of seeing yourself getting out of recovery and trying to sustain a growth.
Yeah. Start building a real estate portfolio and going that way. Because like in the end, my goal is not to have clients. I mean, I'm gonna help people here and there, but it's to be my own client. Buy my own real estate, designing and being my own boss.
Do you ever plan on selling Molinar design?
I don't think it'll be possible because like a lot of these businesses, like it's very rare like someone's gonna come in and want to buy my business because I'm the heart of Molinar design.
Agreed.
So
yeah.
Unless I'm a part of it and then someone's under me, then yeah, definitely.
Why is it? Because your clients value you over the company?
I just think it's I guess because like I get residual clients that I earn that respect and they give me the opportunity and I perform. And I get a lot of new clients where they're taking the risk so they don't know me, you know, but they see the portfolio, reviews, you know, testimonials from other previous clients.
So Molinar design is more of a self-employment thing where you are the thing that is Molinar design, and without you, there is no Molinar design.
Correct.
It would just be any other company where there would be one person that needs to stand out.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's your talent that is Molinar design.
Yeah. Just my. I guess you could say it that way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're a team. I mean, there's. Like I said, I'm the leader. I lead the path to the end of whatever the scope of work is. It's the start and the end. Of course, we go through hurdles back and forth, but the main thing is I'm leading everybody in that path to get to that end point.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then people trust in my service. So.
Bro, what do you think about this quote? I fucking love it. Was John F. Kennedy's dad. He said, it's funny, it's hard being a leader because when you're a leader, you have a team, and the team will always celebrate the victories as an individual, but when it comes to defeat is an orphan, and it's always the leader that's the orphan because he's the one that has to take the loss by himself. But when it's victory, everybody's cheering because they did something. But when it's the loss, it was his fault.
Yeah.
How do you manage shit like that?
Going back to like, I want to say I was depressed because I don't feel I was ever depressed, but there was a point where I was being defeated. Like, I hate to say that I was being defeated, but I was being defeated bad, bro. Like one thing after another. I'm like, and the one that's taking hit is me because I'm the point of contact. I'm the prime. I'm the one that's responsible. Everybody else is just a consultant. You know, they come in, they get paid, and they go home. Peace of mind. They don't have to carry their work with them. Yeah. So I'm dealing with everything. So it's difficult, bro. Like taking a loss, or you bid for a job. Like during COVID, I had contracts out for an estimated cost. Everything inflated, labor, materials. I lost so much money during. I mean, I was so busy, but I lost so much money during COVID. It was, I baffle myself. Like I hate to think about it, but it's like, all right, I've gone through it once. If it happens again, I know I can go through it again. You know, it's a life experience. But luckily, I had built up a good amount of capital for my business that I was able to recover. I was like at that breaking point. I was like, fuck, that's it. Like I gotta hang them up. You know, like in boxing, I gotta hang them up. But I was able to recover, push through, and get back to where I'm at right now. But yeah, it was bad, bro. Like I take the hit. You know, if you know.
So what did you learn from that during the pandemic? Was it save more for the future, or learn how to navigate when inflation rises like that?
Yeah, I just adjust my contracts. You know,
right. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, well, I'm surprised you didn't think about that when. Oh, it was it hard to see that the inflation was happening?
It's just natural disasters. I mean, you know, don't accommodate for a pandemic. You know, like
I don't think anybody thought about that shit. Yeah.
You know, so and like we were essential workers, so like work was there. But the problem was that clients, they didn't want to make adjustments. They're like, no, you we have a contract. You have to meet your contract. If not, they're gonna sue you.
Yeah.
Or you know, it's either that or I don't finish a job and then I look bad and I have a bad reputation. So what's more important? Like I'm from the streets. Your name is everything.
Yeah.
So I carry that in my business too. So took the hit, lost a shitload of money, finished the job. Adios, you know, it is what it is, you know, and that's what I had to deal with, you know, and it sucks. No one wants to lose money, but I don't want to have a bad reputation either. My name to be solid. This is my business. I still have tomorrow, next year, and the following years to come, and all it takes is that one client where I didn't perform. That's gonna be bad for you in the future. So a lot of people don't know. Like I went through that shit. I mean, a lot of people went through that shit. I know a lot of contractors that went through that shit, and we didn't expect it. I've never been through it. The recession, I wasn't a contractor back then. I know a lot of people went through those hurdles during the recession where everything just tanked. This one was different, where everything shut down, but we kept moving. But everything skyrocketed because.
Oh yeah, right. I was gonna say, how do you keep moving when everything is shut down? But yeah, but the cost of wanting to like this whatever piece of wood or whatever is gonna be like, all right, we can get it for you, but it's double the price.
Yeah, it was. And the thing is that the demand was there, and you had to keep performing. And it's like, in the end, it's a learning experience. So I make my own business adjustments, how to move forward, what clients to deal with, which ones not to deal with. Like, it's just, you know, part of growth. You know, I'm learning everything on my own. I have mentors that you know, guide me here or there, but in the end, I make my own decisions. You know, I have to make that decision either to go this way or that way. You know, or.
And these mentors are like other designers.
Just people in life, business people in different type of businesses, or they relate to construction, or you know, they're architects, engineers, you know, stuff like that. So
yeah.
A lot of professionals. I deal with a lot of professionals on a day-to-day basis. People who I just meet, you know.
Bro, it's crazy to think like the word professional is like, I've never got into that level of like being a person like where you're like, oh, I'm professional. Like I have a title, I can be this and that. It's like, how much knowledge do you have about just like designing and stuff?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you like how much like are you that smart like that you know that much fucking shit compared to like not the average person but like someone that's into design and stuff?
I guess it's just experience. Like in training, like in boxing or jiu-jitsu, the more you're on the mats or you're hitting the bag, the more time you're invested.
Yeah.
And I guess with me it was more because during my growth in architecture, I was working with engineering. I was drawing all the details. I was asking the questions. Okay, what's a foundation plan? Why do I got to hold down? Why do I need anchor bolts every 32 inches? Why are we now changing our washers from round washers to square washers? Oh, well, building code, you know, what's lateral design? Like, you know, it's just the development of, even though that was not my, that's not my business as far as engineering. You know, I'm more the design side, but it's also understanding everything that's involved and how I it could be a part of my business. So, it's just part of the, I guess, the experience and growth, because now I have experience under all these different titles, even though they're not my titles, but I learned from all of them.
Yes.
And I could speak on them.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If something like you're my client and you want to do a certain scope of work, I'm explaining to you everything that's going to be involved, what we're going to do with our consultants, how it's going to be built, what we're going to, I can't foresee everything, but more or less I give you the idea of what everything's going to partake on to get to our end goal. To be able to use this space, either it's an uninhabitable space or a conditioned space or a business space, whatever. It all depends. So, but I guess it's all experience. Just putting the time in.
When you made that money, what was like one of the first splurges you made?
Fuck, man. Because the money, it flows in. Like there'll be time where like I have small contracts and then the months swing. But when I was younger, I used to be in a car club. So
yes, let's get it.
So shout out to my Maximum Power, but it was all about show. So like we had like modern cars, and I had like 16 TVs in my car, and fucking.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What? Wait, what do you mean 16 TVs in a car?
Yeah, so it's all about show. So like paint jobs, TVs, and.
What the fuck? Is like some Pimp My Ride shit?
Yeah. That's the style. That was the style back then. Now it's like. You don't really see it anymore, but that was the era.
Yeah, of like just like
the car show scene. As far as for us, like the modern, not the lowrider scene, but the
the
more modern scene.
So were you just getting like basic cars and then just upgrading them, or were these like some good ass cars?
Yeah, well, it depends on whatever. It could be any car, you know. But you're modernizing. You're staying away from the lowrider scene.
Yes.
But you're modernizing it to like the new style, and that was us, like extreme, like subwoofers and. Speakers, fiberglass, and all kinds of weird shit. Suicide door. I had a Monte Carlo, so I had suicide doors and
a suicide door in a Monte Carlo.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. Just
a Monte Carlo. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure I have the right car in my head. Monte Carlos are the ones that they do murals on them, right?
Yeah, but this was like mine was like a 2001 Super Sport.
Chevrolet Monte Carlo, right?
Yeah, so they're like real long, wide.
I got the wrong car in my head. I was thinking about something else.
Yeah.
I was thinking about like this, like these type of Monte Carlos.
Oh, those are the older Monte Carlos. Yeah.
Damn, yeah, that's fucking sick.
Yeah,
and so
a lot of money went to there. Like, I mean, we're growing up, so like, I didn't have shit really. Like my mom, single mom, she did what she could. She worked 2-3 jobs. Respect to my mom. So I didn't really have much. So like when I was able to have something, like I took care of it. Like
hell yeah.
So, but now when I started making my own money, like I honestly didn't respect that money. I wish I could have made different decisions back then, invested it different toward now.
Yeah.
I just said fuck it, man. I was eating. That's why one thing I got fat too, because I was eating so much.
Bro, honestly, if I make money, I'm scared I'm gonna get like that.
I think that was a problem, was the splurging of food. Like,
bro, food is so beautiful. What'd you like to eat? What was your
we'll always be at Cuatro Vientos. So if you're from Boyle Heights, Cuatro Vientos. It's a marisco spot.
Yeah, mariscos. Yeah, right there. It's on Olympic.
Yeah.
Bro,
so.
Amazing. Wow, those tacos.
Oh, all the time, bro. All the time. Fucking grubbing.
Have you had Birria La Única?
Yeah, it's one on.
It's the truck right in front of Dollar Tree.
Oh no, I haven't.
So there's it's a birria that I've been there for the past 4 years, but it's because there's 2 mariscos Cuatro Vientos, right?
Yeah.
There's the one. Are they both on Olympic?
Well, there's one on Olympic and Central now. There's another one that they have another one, but it doesn't matter. But
the one I'm talking about is the one that's by Dollar Tree, and
it's one by the A Street Wyvenwood Projects.
Yes, right there, that one. And so there's a birria truck. Man, that's the best birria I've ever had.
I haven't tried it.
If you ever get a chance, dog, try that shit. It's right there. Like, you could walk it. Best birria I've ever had. I try to show all my friends, and they fall in love with it, dog. But, okay, no, but you're saying mariscos.
Yeah, well, Boyle Heights, I mean, like one thing, like there's so many spots, like Cinco Puntos, Allenby's, El Tepe, yeah. I mean, there's so many spots in Boyle Heights to eat. Splurge a lot. So, I ate a lot.
But you never went to, like, high-end restaurants?
You gotta understand, I was always in my bubble. I didn't know what a high-end restaurant was.
This?
Yeah.
You're splurging at this type of
Fuck
spot?
Yeah,
That's so
a pound of carnitas, tortillas, salsa.
That's so funny. I don't know.
Cinco Puntos. If you have been to Cinco Puntos, go to Cinco Puntos.
No, I've never been to Cinco Puntos.
Go there, get a pound of carnitas or whatever. I mean,
is it better than the ones in Grand Central Market?
I would say yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
those carnitas are.
Yeah,
Those are the best carnitas I've had.
Well, try them. I mean,
No, I'm down. I'm down. I
you gotta,
will.
you gotta be your own critic and try it. And or El Mercadito. Like I still go to El Mercadito every Sunday. I'm always there.
You have to go to. Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Like I was cutting weight for this last competition.
Uh-huh.
So after my competition, on Sunday I was at a I posted, I don't know, I bought esquite, churros, all kinds of shit, man. I was like, fuck it, man, I'm off my diet. Let me
Yeah,
grub.
yeah. You gotta
So,
splurge like that. It's
yeah.
good to do that every now and then.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the things that was splurging on my car, which I should have never done, and eating a lot, and just I didn't really travel much. I didn't do any of that when I was in my teens. It was just I was partying, clubbing.
Oh, you were partying.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't think you partied. I thought
Yeah.
you were really disciplined and like
No, because when I stopped boxing, like, and I just focused on school, like, it changed, like, but like when school stopped and work, like, we're still like out there, you know. So
Wait,
like clubbing.
What school did you go to? I didn't even ask you that.
Oh well, I went to ELAC and I didn't finish, but Cal Poly. So
God,
just life happened and
and
but
so
still pursued my path.
no, I want to know about the parties.
Parties are fun. I mean, just clubbing. You know, did a lot of house parties.
I love house parties.
Yeah, house parties were fun. Boyle Heights was nuts.
Oh my God, especially there, I can't imagine how fucking sick those were.
That's a whole nother podcast, bro.
Bro, literally last week. No, not last week. No, it was like fucking last year. Damn, that shit went by fast. Last year, I got invited to a house party in the hills in fuck, what's that? What's above Boyle Heights to the left of
City
Highland
Terrace, El Sereno,
higher by Highland Park.
Highland Park. Fuck, I don't know. There's Highland.
Under Glendale. left
Highland
of,
Park.
Left of the Highland Park. Fuck. Whatever.
I don't know, Burbank,
right there.
I don't know.
Anyways, I didn't think that part of LA had houses like
Eagle
that.
Rock.
Eagle Rock.
Yeah.
Eagle Rock.
I work in Eagle Rock. So.
Bro, I didn't know there was houses on the hills that were that bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's some. So Eagle Rock, there's a lot of majority of Eagle Rock, the parcels are $1 million homes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially going north.
Yeah, north Eagle Rock.
Yeah, of Colorado.
Yes.
Fuck, those are all $2 million plus homes.
Bro, so I went to
Beautiful
one of
homes.
those houses. I walked in and I'm like, what the fuck? I
Yeah.
feel like I'm in Hollywood right now. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the hills of Hollywood. I walked into the balcony. I was like, oh, I've never seen a view like this of LA. Like
Yeah.
it was like a different angle of LA. Because I've been to like the Hollywood ones, like the houses there, but the Eagle Rock one was just beautiful. Like it was like you're not too high, you're not too low. You're just seeing like all the lights right there, just beautiful, dog, beautiful.
Yeah, I work in Eagle Rock, so that was part of my. I used to go jogging. So when I was at work, I was just jogging, getting conditioning, and that's my route. I usually go north of Colorado and around those houses. They're beautiful and they're good incline, good for training. But yeah, a lot of beautiful homes out there.
God,
super
dog.
beautiful. I mean,
So what was your choice of drink? Wait, do you still drink?
not really. I'll have like a Modelo or two, maybe some Malibu like rum. But
Was that your choice of drink back then?
back then, it didn't matter. Like whatever came around, you drank it, bro. Because my friends are the ones. I mean, at the time, like when I started getting money, I didn't care. Like I would splurge because my friends had money before me.
Yeah.
So they would, take care of me.
Right.
So then I would, when I had the opportunity, I would take care of them.
Yeah.
And then, or vice versa, whatever. But yeah, like I think vodka was like, or tequila was like the main shit that
like tequila's the biggest
everybody
thing.
drank. Yeah. I mean, not my preference, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's fucking, that shit was pretty hardcore. Yeah.
I recently went to Rosarito, and that tequila's different.
I have a story of my cousin. I'm gonna bring up my cousin. He just did a podcast. So Rosarito, I used to go a lot when I was 18. We used to fucking just drive my car and take off, right? So my cousin, I took him to. He's a white boy, white Mexican, so he's super white. I took him to Papas and Beers, and I took him to Iggy's. So Papas and Beers we got into some shit, fought, went to Iggy's. So we went to Iggy's, and my cousin, he's white, he's Mexican, but understands Spanish, but bien pocho, more pocho than me. So back then they had adios motherfuckers, right? So it was at Iggy's. It was free. You could get all you could drink.
Oh, it was dangerous, dog. That all you can drink is dangerous.
Fucking Iggy's was fun. We had so many members of Iggy's, but this one time my cousin, he went to the bar and he's all, I want to chinga tu madre. Fuck, man. We got into so much shit because of that. And he's like, no, I want it right now. Like, give me. I'm like, no. I'm like, relax. He means adios, motherfucker.
Yeah, Dios madre means I want it. Chinga tu madre. Oh, fuck. That's hard for people who know. Chinga tu madre means like I want to fuck your mother, right? I want to fuck your mother.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. My cousin, man. I love my cousin, but yeah, it just brought up a memory when you brought up, Rosarito's fun.
Was it easier back then to get in and out of Rosarito? Like, I feel like nowadays it's pretty fucking strict.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it was. It was like here and there. I think I don't remember ever spending a lot of time in the line crossing. It was like we came to party. We were young. All right, get out of here. Like they didn't really search us, question us.
Yeah, see, no, bro. I went last August, like this past August. Man, I was in that line for fucking 2 hours. Just walking.
Yeah.
2 hours, dog. That shit's long. That shit is long.
Yeah, I go here and there, but the fastest was like 5 minutes, 6 minutes one time. I went to Sinaloa.
Is that where you're from?
No. I'm from here, but my family's
No, I mean like
Chihuahua.
Oh shit, Chihuahua, yeah.
My family's from Chihuahua.
How's that? Chihuahua's like not a tourist city, right?
No, it's all like desert. Like there's really.
Oh, is it desert?
Yeah,
oh shit, no, I didn't think about that about Chihuahua.
It's a lot of desert. It's I think one of the biggest states in Mexico.
Really?
So we're from Chihuahua, Casas Grandes. Chihuahua goes all the way up to I think Juarez. So yeah, Juarez is Chihuahua.
Oh, you guys have some beautiful cathedrals. Your churches?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of there's
I'm looking at them right now. They're fucking beautiful.
Yeah. We used to go there a lot. We didn't go this year. Maybe next year we'll probably go back.
You took your kids already?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah?
We would go like 2-3 times out of the year, so we go a lot. Yeah, exactly.
Bro, what
Beautiful.
the fuck? That shit's crazy.
Yeah, Chihuahua's beautiful.
Hey,
it says desert. But
hey, are you religious?
me, yeah.
I remember you said something about God, but how does that make you feel? Like I feel like because I went. My parents are from Leon, Guanajuato.
That's where my mom's side's from. We're from.
Oh shit! Really?
Guanajuato, yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah. So they took me to Leon, Guanajuato, and then we went to Guanajuato, and I saw the churches, and I was like, man, like the spirit of God is so much different here compared to here, like in Ballin Park, like over there compared to here in Ballin Park. How does that make you feel? Like especially because I'm looking at these in Chihuahua, I'm like it makes you want to like. You're like, oh shit! Like this is beautiful. Like this is God. Like this is beautiful. But when you're here, it's kind of like, to me, it's mundane, like dead.
Like I think I'll go back to where you brought up culture shock. So when I go to Mexico, like I'm Mexican. Like my mom and my dad are Mexican. But when I go out there, like that's a culture shock I get. I guess I could have brought that up.
Yeah.
Because I'm not respected in Mexico.
Fuck, no, they're the most racist to me. Come on, dog.
Who the fuck this,
Yeah, they're like, you ain't Mexican, homie.
Yeah, so like I think that's where I get the biggest culture shock. But within my own people,
Yeah.
And then also with the religion, because it's a little different out there. Like I've always had tattoos. So I remember one time I went to Oaxaca, and I was in the playas of Oaxaca.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to I forgot, it's called like the beaches of Puerto Angel or something like that. It's a tourist spot. I'm not a tourist, sorry, not a local spot. Mm-hmm. So we went to all the tourist spot. We went to a local spot, and I'm on the sand chilling, and then like everybody kept wanting to take pictures with me. I was like, what
the fuck? Like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. So then my friend's like, oh, it's because you have tattoos, and it's over here. It's like very frowned upon. Like they're very religious. Like,
oh shit.
We had came in for I think during Christmas time in December, and we're in Oaxaca before we went to the playas, and it was beautiful. All the churches are like they all came to the center. It was beautiful. I'd never seen anything like that, where everybody was celebrating. I guess the birth of Jesus or the life of Jesus. And I've never seen that. I've seen it like in Boyle Heights, or they march and they right back to the church. But I've never seen a whole city do that. And to see it in Oaxaca for the first time, I was like, wow, like you could see the change as versus here and there. I grew up Catholic. My dad's side's Christian. I've been on both sides, teeter-tottering, which is which. So I have my faith in God. We practice still, in the Catholic side. But it's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. Where our family is super religious, super Catholic. I've always seen as a pandillero because of my tattoos. You know,
Pandiero?
a cholo.
Yeah.
A street kid.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Because you're just seen that way
Uh-huh.
out there. Here, it's culture. It's part of Chicano culture.
Mhm.
You know.
How long have you been with your wife?
We've been married since 2012. So what was that 12 years? 12 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm still single. Bro, I went to Guanajuato. I was like, man, these American girls got nothing on these girls right here. Dog, they are Mexican girls from Mexico. Are beautiful.
That's
dog.
why I married a Mexican.
Oh, is she from Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh man, all right, I'm gonna take
American girls, yeah,
low
bro.
key. Yes.
Yeah,
Have you heard of Passport Boys?
Yeah.
You know what that is? Yeah, bro. Hey, fuck it.
I didn't live that scene, but I mean, if I was single, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Probably
hell
would have
yeah.
did that. Yeah.
Bro, those girls. I remember I went to my grandma's house, and one of her friends brought her daughter, and she came up to me. She's like, "Te puedo hacer de comer?" I was like, "Fuck, no American girls ever asked me that shit." I was like, "What the fuck?" And man, they're a different breed.
Yeah.
They're a different breed.
A lot of respect to my wife. She's beautiful wife, beautiful mother. You know, we have our ups and downs, but yeah, for her transition, because from being from Mexico to come into an American culture and to adapt and
It's hard.
Yeah, I get mad respect, man. Like, I don't know what she went through. I mean, just small details, but it's she went through a lot, and so you see the difference. You respect it, like someone who's American that's born here, and then someone who's not from here, and now they appreciate being here and having to adapt, and it's a big difference. I don't know. I mean, I didn't meet her in Mexico. I met her here, but it's a big difference.
Yeah. There's a lot of I've met a lot of that come from Mexico, and like they tell me about like how everything's different and shit, and I'm like, oh fuck, like, and having to learn a new language, and you need to work, and you're over here just having to try to adapt and shit.
Yeah.
It's tough.
That's mad respect, man. I mean, that's respect earned.
Mm-hmm.
I used to, in my perspective, because I didn't have to go through that. I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up here learning English. I mean, I spoke Spanish, but it's all English, and I didn't have to change.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to go to Mexico and learn Spanish, and follow that path, I mean.
Wait, do you not know Spanish?
Yeah, well, my grandma, like, so they were raised speaking Spanish, but I think when I got into like in elementary that. It started going away because I would practice more English.
Of course, yeah.
But growing up, I was always with my grandma, so all I did was speak Spanish. My mom with English here and there, but majority was Spanish.
What about your kids? Do they know Spanish?
Poco.
No.
Now my son, like they understand it. Like even my daughter, like she's 3. We'll tell her, we'll talk to her in Spanish. She understands clear.
Okay.
But it's just speaking is like my son has a hard time speaking.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, who's 24, I think she's 24, she understands and she speaks it. I guess like Bocho too, but she way better than me. But my son, he's struggling. My daughter's still growing, so we'll see how she develops. But
I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna speak Spanish when I have kids.
No, you should. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's part of our culture. I mean, it's a second language that I think it should be, almost primary. As far as English.
Yeah, they started making devices now where you can put it in your ear, and it'll automatically translate your language into the set language that I put it in.
Oh shit!
So it's kind of like fuck. Like, do we even need to learn new languages anymore? Because these devices are like in real time. Like they'll fucking translate everything for you. So kind of like, do we need to learn new languages?
Yeah, I mean, I guess not. I mean, it's gonna be great for market. Like for I depend on what you pursue in the market. Like if I do a trade, let's say in Pakistan or whatever, like I'm able to communicate.
Yeah.
And create a business or do trade. Sell.
Give that shit to your cousin. Be like, don't be saying the fucking I want to fuck your mother anymore.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, my cousin, dude, I love my cousin. He's a fool. I love my cousin. I had to bring that up when you brought up Rosarito. That's the first memory that came to my head. I'm like, oh my god, my cousin. Yeah.
Have you been to TJ?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Bro, did you know the fucking Caesar salad originated there? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't go to the restaurant, but I think the restaurant's still there.
Yeah, Hotel Cesar.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, we passed by and I was like, oh yeah. And someone told me like, yeah, that's where fucking whole.
Bro, I didn't know that shit. I don't know why I thought it was like a Roman thing because of the fucking Caesar.
Yeah, same here. Like I thought it was like something from back in the day. I didn't think it was some Mexican who put it together.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, all right, cool.
And then they made a Caesar salad. Go figure. Like,
Yeah. But I always say Cesar salads. I'm like, give me a Cesar salad. Bro, I recently went to TJ, and I went to a steakhouse, Los Palaminos. I don't know if you know it. No, anyways, I went.
Yeah.
Bro, I got like a bunch of expensive shit. Like with 3 other friends, we got like certain cut steaks, like fucking 3 drinks each, appetizers, desserts. I was like, oh, this bill's gonna come out to like $1,400. That shit came out to $300. I was like, what the fuck? Like the price here compared to in America, I'm like, bro, I would have spent.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, big difference.
Oh yeah, like every time I go to Mexico, like especially, well, it changed a little bit. Like I would go like to Rosarito, Puerto Nuevo, Popotla's. Like if you haven't been to Popotla, guys, go to Popotla. It's like the own little market, fish market, whole different experience. Ensenada too. Like I mean, the prices were always good. It went up a little bit. Like you're spending a lot more money on like lobster and shit like that.
Yeah.
Almejas, I love almejas.
What are those?
Clams. So
Okay. Yeah.
Go fresh. No, not clam chowder.
Do you like clam chowder though?
Oh yeah, it's bomb, dude. Frisco.
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, that's where I've had the best clam chowder in San Francisco.
I forgot the name of the port, but
yeah, right there on the port, bro. That shit's good.
Yeah, it's a must when you're in Frisco.
Yeah. So I told my homie he's never had clam, and I was like, go when you go. He visited it, and he was like, bro, what the fuck is it? He's like, this was amazing. I'm like, right. I'm like, now put Tabasco in that shit or Tapatio. I'm like, it'll change the game.
Exactly, yeah. So I guess, I mean, yeah, but the inflation is here to there. It's a big difference.
I've heard prices are inflating because there's a lot of Americans that are going to like Baja California.
Yeah.
Which is causing like a distribution of the market.
Even in Mexico City, like we had just went to Mexico City with my family, and talking to the I mean, we saw like Mexico City, and everything was pretty pricey. And we're talking to the locals, are like, yeah, like they don't really get to eat out because everything's inflated. So like they don't make that income to eat that way. For us, it's like, wow, this is a great deal, Yeah. So fucking we don't need to be on a budget. Like you could splurge, but for the locals, it's you have to be pretty well off.
Yeah, when I went to Leon, I was asking because my uncle does like taxi Ubering stuff.
Yeah.
And he told me how much he made, and it was like $60 a week in American dollars. And then I went to the mall, and I was gonna buy some clothes because I was like, oh, it's gonna be cheaper here. But it averaged out the same as in America, and I'm like, how the fuck are they supposed to afford this if they're not even making what I make, and I'm barely wanting to spend money on this shit? That's why I don't like. That's why sometimes I'm like, oh fuck, these tourist cities aren't that great for people to fucking live in because it's expensive.
Yeah.
Fucking a lot of money, and they don't make shit.
Yeah, it's a sad part, like even when we go, like me and the family go, like I can say we kind of feel a certain way, like because we're put in a position where like people see us like, okay, well, we're Americans, we make the money, and we come here like, okay, well, you should be able to take care of us or whatever.
I fucking hate that. I understand it, but I hate the feeling.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks. I love seeing the family, being around the family. Not all the family makes us feel that way, but there's certain family that you could feel it. Yeah. It's like, really, like, you kind of don't want to be around that, but you want to come and walk in arms and enjoy the moment there, especially with them, the little moments that we have, But, yeah, I mean, it's just part of it, I guess, I mean, different countries, different incomes.
Damn. Hey, did you know that we have, like, fucking white in us?
No.
I took a DNA test and it said I was 52% European.
Oh shit!
I was like, give me my white privilege.
I've been wanting to do one. Like,
bro, you should do one.
Yeah, my sister, I think my mom did. It was like a Black Friday deal, whatever, and they did it. I forgot. I don't think I've seen it, but I've been wanting to do it, just to see, how far my bloodline goes down or what percentage.
Are you like tight on like because now that you're training, but even in the past, but right now, have you ever been on like looking into like diets and what your body reacts to for certain foods and shit?
No, but I've like not as far as diets. Well, I haven't looked into anything about my body really. I'm conditioned, like kind of do the norm what I've done in boxing and take it to jiu-jitsu. Yeah. But I have friends who like are on PEDs or TRT. Yeah. So they're always evaluating their levels or watching their levels, so they know what to eat, what not to eat. I saw a podcast. where this guy he did a test and he's able to see where his levels are and
Yeah.
what to eat, what not to eat to get those levels at a certain peak.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it's called, and I lost it, and I was intrigued by it. I was like, wow, maybe I should do that because
Yeah.
I'm at that age where
Yeah,
I
you
want to be
should.
at my top performance, but
Yes.
I don't want to cheat either. I don't want to take any shit,
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to be naturally at my physique where I could be at my peak.
So you don't like TRT? You wouldn't. Even
I've
think
never
about it?
tried it. My stablemates, a lot of them do. They talk about it. You could see it. You could feel it. Like, but I still think technique can overpower that.
What do you mean technique?
Like yeah, it's like let's say, you have an advantage for having more speed or more strength.
Oh, okay.
But I'm finding that still technique is. I mean, I've been winning. Like the guys that I've competed against, they're fucking ripped. I just competed this weekend. My first match, so they put us in a bullpen.
Mhm.
So right before our matches, we're all lined up. We're all like together. Like in boxing, like they separate us and we don't meet till we're in the ring.
Mhm.
But in jiu-jitsu, they put you all together. So you have to interact with. You don't have to, but you interact with everybody. So and typically everybody will review everybody's past matches. So when I'm in the bullpen, my first competitor I'm gonna go against, he's like, "Hey, what's up, Erick?" And he shakes my hand, and that fucking handshake I was like, "Oh shit," that was intimidating. I'm like, "God damn, this motherfucker's strong."
Yeah.
He had fucking veins. I mean, he was just fucking ripped, right? And remember, we're at the same weight class. We have to make weight. So I'm like, all right, this fool cut. He hydrated up. He's strong. I gotta get him ahead. He's probably not gonna last me as far as conditioning. And so like it's very intimidating. So like I'm pretty sure that fool's on some shit, man. Like
I mean, there are no regulations really. This
Yeah,
is
no,
like
there's no-
This
there's-
is like a local
yeah.
fucking tournament.
yeah. So jiu-jitsu, it's. I mean, you'll see fucking teens like rip, dude. Like I don't know what the fuck they're taking, but so it's common in the sport because
Yeah.
there's no regulation. It's different leagues there is. Performance enhancements are illegal, but I think it's IBJF, but the stuff the tournaments that I do, like there's no regulation.
There's no fucking. It's not like you're signing up, pay the fee, and then they're like, all right, we're gonna do a blood urine sample real quick.
Exactly, but they have the edge for speed or strength or whatever.
No, but I've heard that because this is a chess match, jiu-jitsu is the one spot where it's all about skill and technique.
Yeah.
It's less about like. That's why like how earlier I said like you can see a buff fool, and then you see the skinny guy who has a black belt versus a white belt. And you're like, I'm more scared of that motherfucker than that buff motherfucker right there.
Yeah, and it's crazy because my second match, the skinnier guy
Yeah.
gave me a harder fight
Yeah.
than the first guy, the one that was all fucking ripped. Yeah. I arm dragged him. I got his back. So we didn't really get to like get into a scramble or to we didn't really get to grapple much because he made a mistake. I got the back. Once I have your back, it's over, bro. Like I'm putting you to sleep. If you don't tap, I'm putting you to sleep. Yeah.
Oh shit! And you're fighting with gis, right?
No, we do, all no gi.
Oh shit! There's tournaments with no gi.
Oh yeah. It was a lot of tournaments.
That's kind of stupid. That's a stupid question. Of course.
No worries, bro. No
Yeah, I
worries,
know
bro.
that.
Yeah.
It's just everything that I've seen when I was in those 3 months doing jiu-jitsu, everything was gi.
It's very,
It was
very
gi heavy.
it's traditional. Like the new wave is all no gi.
Yeah.
Like that's the push. I mean, I don't think it's in a transition out. I mean, it's traditional to be in gi. All Gracie gyms are gi. Eddie Bravo, which is 10th Planet, that's all no gi. So you have two worlds.
Eddie Bravo is 10th Planet.
Yeah.
Whoa! I didn't know that.
Yeah. All 10P, that's Eddie Bravo.
I like. Does Mars offer like because 10th Planet offers like kickboxing, like mid and stuff too, right?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the gym because they're it's not all owned by Eddie Bravo, but like they have partners or whatever.
Oh
So-
yeah, because the one in West Covina, I was thinking about going to that one, and they offer they entice me because they have like more than just jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Does
So
Mars do that too?
and so in the back I have a so we do Muay Thai like on Saturdays.
Oh shit, that's
we used to
bad.
do it on Wednesday, so we have a Muay Thai coach.
That's sick.
But it's just something that was added on. Like it's strictly jujitsu. In the back I have bags, weights and shit. So like I do a lot of striking, a lot of training for boxing in the back. So it's not something that we have a schedule for. We do have a schedule for Muay Thai because a lot of guys like that shit, and they have a Muay Thai background, but they're in there for jiu-jitsu for that background. So we do some training. A lot of guys are already experienced, and then you got guys who are just learning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mixed, so they can learn too. I'm not really into kicking. My whole stance is boxing. It's a hard mix, the stance. And then boxing, we don't do with knees, so like we're always low. We level change. And in Muay Thai, it's really hard to do that because you're gonna get kneed.
I was gonna get fucking
knee to the
walk
face.
Right into
it. So I since my background's boxing, I just kind of stay away from it.
Yeah. But what I was talking about the TRT is have you gotten at that level of your age where you feel like you have dips of energy?
Not yet. I feel like I've been conditioning my body and getting ready. It's just a weight cut that's been a little. It's been up and down. The weight cut's always because I have to make weight. Mm-hmm. I'm training. I only gotta lose 2 pounds, which is amazing. Or there's times where like I'm having a hard time cutting, and I gotta lose 6 pounds, and it's a hard cut. And
especially at your age, right? Like it's not that easy to lose weight.
For 41. So it gets harder. I've noticed it gets harder. When I was young, I would cut weight easy.
Well, your metabolism is a lot higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your body just like that.
So then eating, like I do a lot of fasting. I've always done fasting when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
So it was normal. So when I do 18-hour fasting, some people are like, "What the fuck?" My brother does 24-hour fasting. He's nuts. 18 is good for me. 18 is I'm stringing it already.
Bro, did you see? Have you ever seen the movie Here Comes the Boom? The Grown Ups.
I think so.
Kevin Samuels. This guy right here. What is it? Here comes it's an actor that I want you to see.
Let me see.
This guy?
Oh yeah.
He went on a 20-day fast, 40-day fast.
Oh shit.
40-day fast.
40 days. It's more religious.
You saw that?
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, I mean, I have friends who do that.
Oh, okay.
And so one of my architect friends, I worked with him for like side by side for like 3 years. Mm-hmm. And there was every year like he would do a 40-day fast.
Fuck, that shit.
And I mean, aside from shit that was because we would talk all the time. A lot of his personal life, he would vent to me, mm-hmm. etc. There's a lot of personal shit going on, business side, but like he would be in this zone like where he would fast for 40 days, and the mental I guess struggle, the discipline to not eat,
mm-hmm.
and it's just fluids. Like at the most, it was pulp orange juice. That's the most food he would have. It was all water and that's it.
Yeah.
For 40 fucking days.
Bro,
dude.
I don't know how that's.
I mean, I respect to him. I mean, a lot of people do it religiously. I have friends that are Muslims. They do it.
Yeah, Muslim. I have some.
Different. They have different ways they do it. During the rise and fall of the sun. You know. But they will do this for 40 fucking days. I mean, and dealing with life. You know, like. So you're mentally fighting hunger aside from everything else, you know, and it's part of like your lifestyle, your religion lifestyle. You know? And so I've seen it, and I've never done it. I don't think I
don't know if I want to do it. Yeah,
that's nuts.
Especially now with the fucking winter season coming up.
Yeah.
Ooh, los tamales, the fucking chapurrado.
So mad respect to people who have done it. I can't see myself doing it. But yeah, I've seen it. I've seen people do it.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking no, but yeah, people start taking TRT. From what I've learned, people online is they start taking it because, as they get like in their 50s or like mid 50s is when they start feeling like they take more naps, they feel more lethargic like during the day. So that TRT helps you baseline back at like your 30s and 20s. So it's not about doing too much, because if you take too much testosterone, it can. I don't know what happens, but it causes you to kind of downfall.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like too much caffeine kind of will make you be anxious versus where you want it at that baseline. And so that's why people take TRT, is to just come back and just be a little bit better than when, because it's not for competition. I mean, people take it for competition. But I was talking about it more for like a daily thing. But I don't think you're at that age yet when you should be feeling it.
I mean, I still don't see myself taking it. But I don't know. Maybe you never know. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm doing well as far as, I mean...
Don't take it if you feel good. Yeah, there's no point in taking it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. And especially since you work out, too, I feel like that's a big factor in it, too. Like, working out.
I think I do. I mean, honestly, compared to the way I used to train when I was a boxer,
Mm.
when I was young, it's nothing. I mean, I don't do enough, honestly. If I compare the two, at this age, I don't do enough. Like, I train what I could, cause as a professional and a husband, family man, like, you know, you have to invest your time.
Yes.
So I can only put so much time into training.
Yeah.
I'm not making income off it. But,
Yeah.
But you know, if, as a competitor, I have to put the hours and time in, whatever window I have, because I'm gonna be out there. Someone's gonna want to break my arm,
Mhm.
you know, choke me the fuck out, whatever, you know, whatever lock they're gonna try to get me in, you know, try to win.
Mhm.
So I want to be ready. I want to make sure that I'm at my peak.
Yeah.
You know, no excuses. If I'm sick, I'm sick, or if I didn't train, I didn't train. But I don't want that excuse, you know. And that's just how I mentally get ready.
Did you ever cut weight like lower than you should have when you were doing boxing?
I think I did it because I used to fight at 139.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of boxers, like, I should have probably been at 126.
Okay.
Which is a smaller weight. But
Uh-huh.
I was already skinny as shit.
Yeah.
So
No, because I had seen Ryan Garcia when he had to cut weight, and he said I started looking into it, but it's like you have to like dehydrate yourself a little bit.
yeah, so we dehydrate our bodies.
Bro, that's fucking horrible though. How are you supposed to fight at a dehydration?
So the good thing is that you have a day to hydrate.
Like
So-
after the weigh-in.
Yeah, after the weigh-in. So
But it's
like,
still not even that good, is it?
I mean, you make the best of it. So we could put on like 10, 15 pounds of rehydration. Easy. It's all water weight.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a pound or two is food, you know, but it's all mainly water. Like back in the day, I could have cut down more weight, but I was comfortable at 140, 139. And I would usually cut only a pound or two or three.
Uh-huh.
So when I was young, it was easy to cut weight. Super easy. But like now, like it gets harder. And comp, and there's certain leagues where you have to weigh in and then fight. Like you make the scale, you make weight, kind of like wrestling.
Fuck.
So you it's hard to cut weight because you're gonna be dehydrated. You don't have really time to hydrate,
Mm-hmm.
or fuel up. But then there's certain competitions where you could weigh in at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, depending on what time your schedule is. Like usually my fights are at night, so I have maybe 12 hours or more to hydrate. So me cutting, 6, whatever weight, and I could hydrate up, 10 pounds easy.
Bro, that's fucking crazy though. Like, what? You said you've been through that, right?
Oh yeah.
What does that feel like?
It's horrible.
But what do you like? What do you feel like? Do you feel like dazed? Like, do you feel like?
I would say the day of the cut is like it's the hardest, or even the week of. Cause I usually do 2 weeks like a slow cut, and my wife hates it because like I'm mentally just like out. Like usually like the day of or the day before, like mentally it's hard to like just even a thought process to think like it's that day is like usually I try to have a low workload.
Yeah, you say your wife sees it.
Yeah. So I mean, cause she's my day-to-day partner, so she knows like when I'm dealing with it, and it sucks cause like I respect my wife too, cause like she has to go through it with me. Like we're used to like I love eating, but I want to eat to a certain point. But like when I'm having to make weight, like there's no snacking, there's no cheating meals. Like I'm fasting 18 hours. I'm missing breakfast, and then I'm having my small portions of protein, whatever I eat, my own personal diet. And so like if she's eating like something special or out, like she knows like it's hard to eat in front of me. And I tell her all the time, like don't worry, like I'm conditioned to deal with it. Like I'm disciplined. I'm good. I can mentally deal with it. But like she feels bad not being able to splurge with me. So so it's hard because I bring it home too. Like it's not only me fighting the battle, it's my family, mainly my wife. My son that I had to cut him weight this last tournament because there was like a 5-pound difference. So he finally got to see and go through what I had to go through to make weight.
Wait, how old is your son?
He's 9.
And they do that at that age?
Well, I had to cut him. He wanted to fight. I go, look, you want to fight? Yes or no? He's like, yeah. Okay, well, I got to cut weight on you.
Oh, that's so crazy. Like, at a young age, like, what did you have to put him through?
Just intake as far as liquids, food, and then sauna.
Sauna was good. That was smart.
Yeah, sauna, a little bit of jogging, a little bit of training, just to get the body heated.
Yeah, I feel like as a kid, their metabolism is crazy. I wouldn't know how to like control it.
Yeah, because he's growing, so the weight's building up.
And that too, yeah.
Yeah, so like as the kids grow in any sport, you know, their weight changes and there's weight categories, so you have to meet weight.
Yeah.
So it was just like, well, son, you want to either we try, and if you make weight, great. And he did. He met his goal. He sacrificed. He fought twice, submitted both opponents, won his gold medal. So it's a well-earned accomplishment.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to understand that, like, yeah, you're growing and things happen in life, but hey, you know, you don't give up. You put the effort and you tried. You made weight. All right, now you're able to perform, and you showed your performance. You did good. You won. You won. You know, in style, 2 submissions. You know, you're my son's a badass, man. Like, and he understands, like, and it's something that he can carry as he grows. If I'm gone tomorrow, he has something to at least fall back on to understand why he did what he did, why I do what I do. Just kind of like, you know, little key things to take on.
Bro, this is why sports are great for like any like kids, especially. To like, bro, like you learn loss, you learn win, you learn the sacrifice and the fruits you gain from your sacrifice. Or sometimes you sacrifice and you don't gain shit. Yeah, but you learn to continue. You learn like, all right, I gotta go back at it again. I either wallow or I don't.
And that's the hard part too, is accepting failure. Yeah. I think I see it with a lot with our like in the academy of I mean, even me growing up, I had a lot of losses in boxing. But it's part of your growth, you know, showing up the next day, you know, getting through that, you know, pushing forward, making those adjustments. And I try to teach my son that, and he, even though he may take a loss, he may win bronze, you know, because he lost his first match, and then he gets down to another category, and he still wins, you know, that category or that bracket, and he wins a bronze medal, but he understands that, like, you know, it's part of the path and your growth. Like, we're not always gonna win. You know? There's failure. How do you adapt to that?
You know, how are you as a person gonna come at it, and how do you perceive it?
Yeah, and that's one thing I push to my son and our students, you know, and in jiu-jitsu.
Wait, so you coach too?
Yeah, so I coach.
Oh shit! Wait, you coach jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
And you're a blue belt?
I'm a blue belt. Yeah.
How is that even possible?
Anything's possible.
Stop! No, I thought you'd have to be a black belt or at least a black belt.
No, there's I've seen many blue belts, like in the kids, like the basics for kids. I would say, I mean, I see myself, I'll accept my purple belt when it comes, but I see myself at that level. I'm defeating purple belts, so.
Okay, yeah. It's always weird, right? When, like, you see the lower belts beating the upper belts, and yeah, you can't.
In some degree, like, let's say in competition, that is, I could respect that a lot. In your normal setting, like open mats or in because you have a lot of hobbyists, so there's a lot of belts handed out. So I've learned that.
Horrible.
I've learned that, like, okay, just because you tapped a brown belt or what doesn't mean shit unless it's, to me, a competition, it means a big deal.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, you could even tap a black belt, doesn't mean shit. I mean, he could. Maybe he never competed in his life. He's just a hobbyist. But he's put the work in to earn that.
Yeah.
But so it all depends. I guess.
Wait, so how do you earn a higher belt?
Just put in the time.
So it's just time?
I think the window of time is like 10 years. I think that's the average time. There's guys that get it way before that, but
no, not a black belt. Like, I'm saying a belt. How do you go up one belt?
So like white belt. Well, there's everybody. I guess there's even leagues that have a criteria of what it takes to get, you know, a higher belt. White belts is usually like a year or 2 years to get to your blue belt. And then from there it's like a 2 year window, 2 or 3 year window. I think the blue belt's the longest. After that, it's like purple belt. And once you get your purple belt, it's like a year or so to get your brown belt. Then like another year or so to get your black belt or some shit like that.
But you have to be going. It's not just time though, right? It's like you have to see something.
Well, no, it also takes the skill too. Like I mean, you're growing as far as your development, as far as just all the basic fundamentals, the advanced, you know, attacking, and not only that is teaching, you know, how you carry yourself as an individual in the sport. I mean, I think it's everything overall.
Yeah.
And being able even to have the opportunity to coach, like in boxing, I hate coaching. Like, don't ever ask me to coach you.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just hate it.
What the fuck?
I hate it. But I do help, like especially with sparring, like it's a whole different game in the ring.
You hate drilling?
I guess more drilling, like doing mitts with people. It's like it's annoying.
Oh well, yeah. You're a boxer. You wouldn't want to fucking mitt with someone.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah.
But like in jiu-jitsu, it's different. Like, cause like it helps my game too. Like you start seeing the little detail.
Yeah.
It's that little detail that makes a difference. Like even last night, like I was training with my coach, and there were certain like little moves that I was learning from him, that little detail, and then stuff that I picked up that he's like, oh shit, I didn't see that. Like that little detail makes a difference in this one transition, in this position. So like before you attack, so it makes that difference.
That guy Mikey, on his Joe Rogan podcast, Joe Rogan asked him he's like, why do you train with so many white belts and people who don't know how to do jiu-jitsu? And he's like, honestly, he's like, you learn the smallest things because they're unconditional. Like they don't know like, oh, you should move like this, and then they do something new. And he's like, and then that's how I learned. Also, he's like, it helps my game get away from the structure and just free flow, like with people that don't know how to fight. And that's what Mikey was saying, Joe Rogan. It's kind of like what you're saying, though. Like you learn little things by teaching people. Like, oh shit, they move this way. I could add that to my move.
Yeah, and like I roll with a lot of our white belts, even our color belts. But you're able to, I don't want to just dominate the fuck out of our our stable. Like we have on Tuesdays, it's all sparring. Like I feel bad for anyone that spars with me because I'm gonna fuck them up. But in regular just training, positional training, or we go open sparring like on our day to day. A lot of times I let them get to an advantage point. Either they get the back, they get the neck. All right, now I fight out through there, or they get the arm. They'll get the arm bar. All right, let me fight out of it, or so I'll get into deep waters with them so that I can find my way
No, it's
out.
great. Yeah, no, it's great for you. Yeah, to learn how to get out of it. Kind of like how you said, like, you learned it's bad to have people on top of you, but you learn how to fucking get advantages out of that bottom spot.
Yeah, I attack from the bottom. Like, if you have your arm out, good luck, man. Your arm is mine.
Wait, so what are you doing when you're on the bottom?
It depends.
Like, let's say they have side control on you. What are you doing that's different?
I do a lot of inverted triangles. So like I'll get your arm and then shoot. So my leg comes across your neck, and then I'll get an angle lock.
So if you have someone right here on your side control, like on this way, you're shooting the right leg over their neck.
I'll usually shoot 'em, like if you're on this, you're on my right side.
Right.
I'm shooting my left leg. I'm controlling your arm. It's kind of like shooting a triangle, but it's inverted.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and I'll catch the triangle, and it'll leave your right arm open for a Kimura while I have control.
I could never fucking. I need to go back into that shit, dog. I fucking miss that shit.
Or I get sweeps, or I get into butterfly, and then it all transitions. I pommel a lot. My abs are. My stomach's flabby, but my abs are solid, dude.
Like they're there.
Yeah, trust me, they're there, man. Like, yeah, I'm always moving. I have I'm always moving my legs, framing, so it's hard to pass my guard unless you're like heavier, stronger. Like, of course you have an advantage, but some of my weight, like it's a little hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a hard challenge.
So what weight are you at right now?
168. That's my division.
That's pretty heavy. Like, it's not heavy, but it's like you meet some really good people in that weight, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Who's the hardest you fought? Competition.
In competition,
you haven't really had anybody, or what?
No, like
a standout. I'm talking about like a standout.
No, but no name. No, no, because at my age, where I'm Masters division, like all the names are like in the adult division, like the 20-year-olds, like 18-year-olds, like those are the guys with names. Because they're all up and coming. The sports now it's getting popular. So like when you have Masters, they're all old men. Like I'm old, so we're not really the standout people, but yeah. But we all know each other, so like because we're all like
you're
old masters. Yeah, we all follow each other. We talk to each other. We'll like talk shit on Instagram. Like, I'll see you soon, motherfucker. But it's all good fun,
So who is the owner of Mars?
Oh, my coach Leo. He trains at 10th Planet Pasadena, so he's trying to get his black belt under that academy.
Wait, so Coach Leo's not a black belt?
Not yet, no.
Oh, that's so crazy to me. I didn't know you could open up a gym and not be a black belt.
A lot of people don't. It's like new. Like there's people who are like purple belts, brown belts that are starting their own academy. So because people think, oh, you've seen a black belt. But no, there's other people doing it without it.
I thought it was more like a level of like you're allowed to teach now because you're a black belt.
There's a lot of I've learned that there's a lot of politics in jiu-jitsu. Yes. I'm like, now that my belt level's growing and my I'll get a lot more experience. Yeah, it's a lot of politics. It's like boxing, same shit. It's fucking a lot of politics. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking politics. Boxing is so dramatic. It's
Really?
oh yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, everything. From camps, from management to promotions. Like it's
Oh,
all
you're talking
like
about that? Yes,
it's
yes.
all
Yeah, you're right. No,
fucking-
you're right. You're right. Yeah.
it's all dramatic.
Do you feel like in boxing, like of course skill level was the biggest thing, but it's also about if you have a good manager to get you these fights?
Yeah, because like let's say I've managed under some fighters, and like we push the promotions to pay what we want, and we pick like the fight because like the promotions wants to grow your fight. If they sign a fighter, they want to grow that fighter. You know, make sure they make their money back. You know, they want to get to that level where they're getting that big purse, and they're bringing in the fan and they're making that money. But it's our job to. In the beginning, they're not making shit. The first 4 or 5 years on their promotion, you're growing. You're not really making any money. You're making like $4-6 grand a fight.
Damn.
That's nothing. You're
That's
spending,
nothing? Oh my god, I'd take that.
Well, we gotta understand. Like, okay, usually camp is about 8 weeks. You know, so you got.
Oh, okay. No, you're right. You're right. No, time invested also.
You got trainers, food,
Diet,
everything.
right, diet,
like,
diet.
Your main career is time is boxing. You're not out working at
Yeah, I
Home
see what you're
Depot
saying. No,
or
you're right.
whatever.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, that is shit.
You know, so that's your only income.
Yeah.
It should be your only income because you're focused. Some people they do both. They'll work a construction job and box, and mad respect to those people, but they make it happen.
Tough.
And there's people who are professionals that were world champions that did that, and that's mad respect because that's not easy.
Fuck, though. I was doing lawn service for a while with my uncle. The last thing I wanted to do was fucking work out after I left that shit.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, even for me, like, as a professional, dealing with what I deal with, then being a family man, and then, you know, training on a day-to-day for competition, it's hard. Like, oh, we got a comp coming up. It's like, fuck, all right. Like, I have one more comp coming up, but I decided not to do it. It's my sister's wedding's that day, so it's in the same area, so, like, maybe I can sneak out, go to comp, come back all sweaty. What happened? But, no, I decided not to do it. But, like, so, like, it's that decision because you have to sacrifice. You have to get ready. You have to prepare. You have to train. So, like, my time is invested in that.
Yeah.
That's that goal. So, it's the same with boxing. Like, you have to invest that time. If you don't, then your performance is gonna be shit.
Yeah, fuck it. The last thing you want to do is show up to a fucking match and not be ready.
Yeah, you can get hurt. That's the thing about boxing. If you go in there not prepared, you're gonna get hurt. Those punches they're heavy. I mean, it's life changing.
Fuck, no, I can't imagine because I know it's true what you're saying. Like, getting hit by a regular person versus getting hit by a boxer, like, it's a big difference. Because I remember when I fought my first brown belt as a white belt, that motherfucker was throwing me like a rag, dog. Like, that was the first time I felt strength. Like, he grabbed me and I was like, oh shit, like, I can't control, like, I need to like be ready. And when I fought that brown belt, we had a 5-minute round. Man, that fool tapped me, I think, like 16 times in one round. Yeah. But I got back up. I was like, fuck that, run it. I'm like, run that shit again, run it again. I walked out of that shit like, all right, hold up. I need a break from this next round.
Yeah, majority of brown belts, like once you get your purple belt, like, I think once you get your brown belt, like, physically fit, you have to be in shape.
Yes.
You know, you're almost at that goal to be in a black belt, and you, like, majority of brown belts that I've ever trained with, like, their physique is phenomenal. Like, yes. They're at their best. I haven't met a brown belt that's like looks like yeah, you know, they're all at that high level. So I think especially I guess a brown belt, like, yeah, you had a hard time.
Crazy, because I fought blue belts, purple belts, black belts don't count. I fought a black belt, but I know he was taking it easy on me. They're like training with me.
Yeah.
But these brown belts, when I fight the blue and purple, I'm like, oh, okay, like, I can manage these. But something about that brown belt, like, there's a big jump between that and the purple. Like, those motherfuckers can fight.
Yeah.
Like, heavy. Like, to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I want to fight this guy right now. Like, I need more training before I want to get involved.
And they had that title, too. Like, you know, you're a brown belt. Like, you know, you're close to black. Like, you better perform. Like, you better.
That's probably why, huh? Because they're right there. They're like, oh, I can't. There's no leeway right now for anybody.
Yeah, you kind of have that chip on the shoulder or that, I forgot what the terminology they use. But anyway, like, you know, your goal is to, like, tap them and, like, yeah, I fucking tapped a brown belt, but they're not gonna.
Yeah, hell no, they're not
gonna happen, homie.
Yeah, hell no.
So, but yeah, like, I do a lot of open mats, and there'll be brown belts here or there, and I roll with them, and yeah,
fucking hard.
Yeah, man.
Hard.
So it shows me like, okay, I gotta put that more time in. If I want to be at that level, like that just shows like I have to put more time in.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I remember I was fighting a girl too who was a purple belt, and when I fight girls, like I can easily overpower them. So whenever I would fight these girls, I would try not to do that. I would try to like, how can I go skill based level? And so I would lean less on like trying to like pin an arm and then kind of like get him in a choke. So I would just like more do like trying to see like how I can get into a certain position, how to hit a Kimura, see if I can put him in a triangle choke.
Yeah.
And man, when I started doing that, I'm like, oh, I fucking suck. Like, I suck. These girls, one of those girls spin me around, got my gi, and fucking choked the fuck out of me. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, damn, these girls are good.
Yeah.
Bro, but don't, like, I learned, like, all right, like, don't, just because you are stronger than them, don't think that they can't fuck you up.
No, yeah, the technique.
Yeah, some girls have some great technique. I'm like,
yeah.
fuck, like.
Yeah, and the gi, that's one thing about the gi. Like, I started in the gi. It's all about the grips, being close, you know.
Yeah.
The one thing about gi is like I fatigue fast.
Because you're fucking formed. Yeah, you're just trying to like get that
grip. Break the grip. You're all this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the submissions come fast. Like in the gi, I find my submissions fast.
Well, yeah, you have grip.
You have grip.
Yeah.
And no gi, you're fast flowing. You know, so that's why I have a lot of respect and I love no gi. Gi I respect too. The gi guys, no disrespect to you guys, but it's just not my
yeah,
thing,
I like it better for like I think World War instances. It's always no gi. Like if you ever do get in a fight in the real world, I think it'd be better.
I think it's more realistic.
Yeah, a lot more realistic. Yeah. Have you been in a street fight?
Many.
Well, ever since you started jiu-jitsu.
No,
You don't really get. No, you shouldn't be getting in fights at this age.
No, I mean they happen, bro. Like I walk away from them as much as possible.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
You know, but I have my battle scars. Trust me. I got
I got my battle scars.
Teeth marks and shit. Yeah, I mean, it is. If you're gonna look for it with me, like you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh fuck no! Especially since you have your boxing background with fucking that training shit you were in with Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh yeah, that was fun, man. Fucking shout out to Oscar, man. I had a lot of respect for him.
You still talk to him?
Yeah,
do you know him like that?
I did. I worked on his penthouse recently in Pasadena. So
a penthouse. A penthouse is like in a like a storied building, right?
Yeah. So like it's like condominiums, but one of the more luxurious homes. So.
And so what when you help them out when you help people out like let's say like people like that like Oscar who have the money, do they sit with you and tell you like, oh, I want it to look like this?
In this case, it was more because he was gonna get rid of it. So it was getting it up to par to.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So there's other advisors involved. So it's not really more of a custom thing for him. It was more to get it to where it was already custom for him, but now it had to be made for someone for a resale.
Yeah.
We had to tone it down.
Oh, you had to tone it down.
Oh
Yeah. Shit, damn.
It was super luxurious, and we had to,
But was it luxurious because of the items that he had in there?
It's because of his style.
But what design is considered too luxurious?
It all depends, like the type of material. Like you have exotic, like let's say, wallpaper or flooring. Sometimes you have certain flooring.
I can see the flooring. Yeah, I can see the flooring.
It all depends on what the finish is, because the finish it makes a big deal. Like
so, let's say you were to take out a flooring. What do you do with that material? Because you don't want to lose something that's worth something.
It's trash.
No, really?
Yeah, it's gone. Anytime a demo, it's gone. It's very hard to salvage anything that's.
Hurts my heart.
Yeah, I mean a lot of it could be reclaimed, but very rarely, man. Like it's a loss.
That's fucking horrible, especially when you're dealing like you're saying like this is luxury material.
Yeah.
Oh, I would hate to do that shit. Damn.
Yeah, but it happens, but it's part of the path.
All right, dog. We're at 3 hours already.
Pretty
fun.
That was a fun podcast.
Yeah. Anything you want to end with?
No, I appreciate your time and doing this. I had a lot of fun. It was more than I expected. You know,
that's good. Yeah,
I felt very comfortable.
That's good.
I thank you for that. You know, I didn't feel uncomfortable once.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And talking about my business and my life and the art of jiu-jitsu. If anyone's interested in jiu-jitsu, Mars and Baldwin Park coming out for a free trial. We have open mat. I host open mat every Sunday, 7:30 a.m. to 9. I was more than welcome. So
yeah, I always try to with people like you, like you're Erick, Ruben Boy Heights, jiu-jitsu, Molinar design, but I'm like, but there's more to you. There's more to people, and I'm like, how do I dig that out of people? That's the hard part. That's why I enjoyed when we talked about like the partying and shit. I'm like, all right, well, this is something that
there's a lot I left out, but you know, there's just like in my teens, it's probably a whole nother podcast. The party scene back then, and well, East LA, Boyle Heights, SGV, like the party scene was cracking back then.
Fuck, I can't.
High school was Aztec Nation. What's up?
No.
But the party scene was crazy back then.
Bro, I can't imagine what the fucking party scene was like that. Man, were there a lot of warehouse parties? Is that what it was?
Yeah, big time.
Fuck, we have those now, but they're not as crazy. One day.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it on the next one.